What up, what up, what up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I probe. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up, what up, what up? We are in the building. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. So talk, I will talk back. We on TikTok Live. We here on YouTube, on X. Pound that like, subscribe. All you X members, come on over to YouTube and be subscribers. We're at 40,000 subscribers. We need to get to 10,000 more by the time NFL season starts, where this is the realest show on planet Earth. So let's dive into it. We got a lot going on. Pound that like, subscribe to our winnable.com/slap picks. And that'll also download the Discord app, Slap Nation. You can get 2 for $1, $2.99 a month. Chat with us, the real ones, on the realest platform on planet Earth, Slap Nation Discord. So find that, as well as head on over to prizepicks.com. Use the promo code CoachJB, along as Winnable and as long as betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. Let's dive into this show, man, because it's a real one. Steve Kim and Shaun King joins us today, so we'll get into a lot of good shit. Miami Hurricanes, college football, and some NFL talk with Shaun King. And we're going to dive into some Ryan Garcia and all things boxing with Steve Kim. So stay tuned. But let's dive into my lead-in topic. Klay Thompson signed with the Dallas Mavericks last night. This is a man whose dad is a Laker legend, Michael Thompson, who still calls Laker games to this day. Yet Klay said no to end his career. He said, "No, Lakers, I'm going to go to Dallas." LeBron's son, Bronny, just got drafted by this organization, correct? Great feel-good story, correct? Why not go play for your dad's organization, Klay? Makes you think, doesn't it? Paul George could have been a Laker, or at least LeBron said he would love to have played with them and would apparently sacrifice salary to land one of these big free agent stars. But so far, it's no luck. Is it the fact that maybe the Lakers organization is looked at as a joke by the players in this league for not only drafting Bronny, but hiring a guy who has never coached in JJ Redick? I don't know what to say. This is LA. This is the Lakers. Yet nobody wants to play there with LeBron. Makes you think. DeRozan is out there. This is a guy from Compton, California, a huge Laker fan growing up his entire career, his life, growing up in Compton. LeBron's homie, from what I hear. Yet I'm hearing he has little to no interest in playing alongside LeBron in LA. You guys putting this all together yet? You figuring out that maybe, just maybe, nobody wants to play with a 40-year-old finals choke artist, legend to be LeBron James? Just saying. But what do I know? Let's dive into the show. All right. We in the building. Little setup, Smitty. A little new setup. Now I can see you right in your eye. Look at you in your eye like a man. Look at grown men. Look at each other in the eyes, homeboy.
Shit changes though. A lot of things change when you look somebody in their eyes.
Remember that on Netflix though. Grown men look at each other in the eyes, homeboy. I told somebody that in the intro to the first show.
Okay.
But it didn't show me. It just had my voice.
You had your voice in the background.
Yeah. You know, like everybody on fucking TikTok and everybody using me right now. Last chance you for college football, I think.
Yep.
What is it? College football 25?
Yes, sir. New game coming out.
But I ain't getting paid?
You ain't getting paid at all.
That's crazy. But I get a DM a day or more, a lot of DMs a day saying, you everywhere right now, coach. You everywhere. How's that work and I don't get paid?
Because, I mean, it's TikTok, JB. Anybody can go and grab a clip from this show, my show, whoever's show, and decide to make whatever they want on TikTok.
Let me make it make sense. Because when I share someone else's TikTok, they suspend me.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And I tried to share my own Last Chance You clip, and they suspended me. Make it make sense. Shit, I should do a fucking make it make sense right now. But I'm not. But I'm just telling you.
You told everybody, you told the whole world during Last Chance You that you was a cold hustler. And you got right now everybody using your name, your image, your likeness.
Exactly.
Making money.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out.
Shit. Because you, racist show.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into it. Quote of the day brought to you by betonline.ag. Let's start right there, right out the gate, and then we'll do the intro. What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up to minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online where the game starts. Peace.
Quote of the day.
Let's dive into it. Let's dive into the quote of the day before we get into the rundown. We'll pull it up. Bailey, pull it up. Real quick. Quote of the day brought to you by BetOnline. Make sure you head on over there. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. I never left when shit got real, Smitty. I left when shit got fake. That's quote of the day. I never left when shit got real. I left when it got fake.
That's a good quote.
Think people realize that. I don't think you realize that.
And that quote is actually real.
That quote is real.
You didn't leave when it got real. You left when it got fake, but the quote itself is real.
It's real about fake people.
Fake people make the quote real because of what you're saying.
And it's a real quote about fake fucks.
I'm speechless. That's an all-timer right there. That's an all-time quote right there, JB.
Every time we come here, he say it is, but tomorrow to be shitty. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there and use the promo code CoachJB. They want to see you do good, but never better than them. Remember that.
That's
contrary to belief.
That's a fact. That's a legendary quote right there, JB. Do you feel like it's human nature though that we all have a little bit of that in us? Like not about hate on somebody, but like as a competitor, you want to be the best at whatever you do. Like of course you want to support somebody else, and you're not shitting on them. But JB, we want this to be the best show. Like, contrary to belief, like we want this to be the number one show. Point blank period. It don't mean we're hate on somebody else. We're not praying on their downfall. We're just praying that, and we're putting the work so we can become the best. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of tricky a little bit.
Haters, true haters, like they'll tell you in your face they want to see you do this and that.
Yeah,
but they don't. Like
that's real.
I'm just telling you, cats will tell you that shit, but they're not. They don't want you to succeed.
It's real.
I don't think they do.
No, that's real.
I don't think they don't want to see you. They'll tell you that, but they don't want to see. They want to do their shit the best. Let's dive into it. The show, Smitty.
It's a loaded one.
We're in studio, so it's a little different. But let's dive into it. Klay Thompson signs with the Mavericks. We're gonna dive into that in depth. Jason Tatum gets The biggest contract in NBA history, $314 million deal. Matt Rule says Nebraska will be in the college football playoff race, dropping his nuts. Coach Rule. Bill Haney exposed for messaging at 14-year-old. Steve Kim joins us to talk about that. Plus, Oklahoma State running back arrested for DUI. I'm going to chime in on that one with a daily rant that you won't want to miss. We will talk Tulane football with Shaun King and some Miami Hurricanes football with Steve Kim.
Can't wait.
Smitty's in studio with us. We're here live. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member because you know he's a LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, an AR5 defending, Caitlin Clark jocking. You know that's what he is. So we're in studio here. We love getting in here together. No Diddy. I'm going to start using no Diddy instead of pause because I think that pause shit is fucking soft.
But you like no Diddy, though.
I don't like no Diddy, but
you don't use it then.
I mean,
You are a walking contradiction, JB. I've told you that before. You are a walking contradiction.
I like it because it puts you on needles and pins and needles.
Don't put me on you had a strong opening though, JB, man, about the free agency with the Lakers, Klay Thompson not making it in, not being able to land Paul George. We got to dive into that here in a minute, JB.
Yeah, I'm trying to retweet your shit, but let's dive into it. Klay Thompson signs with the Mavericks. Let's just dive into the whole thing.
Let's do it.
So then, I don't know.
How you feel right now, JB?
Well, let's start with the poll question. Let's just start with the poll question right out the gate. Does anyone, everybody in the chat, please comment and drop your suggestions, comments, questions, whatever in there. Soon we'll be taking phone calls live, actual phone calls right here. I'll have a phone right here. Boom. Hello. What up? I'm going to be doing that. So don't worry. Stay tuned. Football season's right around the corner. Poll question. Does anyone want to play with LeBron? That's the poll question that really needs to be put out there. Does anyone want to play with LeBron before we dive into this?
Yes, sir, they do. And you know I'm not even like a huge LeBron fan like that, but there's a ton of people who would love to play with LeBron. You guys understand, this young generation, they look up to LeBron. They think LeBron is their GOAT. They don't know much about Jordan, and a lot of them don't even, contrary to belief, don't even know a lot about Kobe Bean Bryant because they were babies during his run as well. So a lot of these young cats would love to have the opportunity to play with LeBron. I think the bigger question is can we get a actual superstar caliber type of player right now to want to commit to playing with LeBron right now at this current point of his career? Let's call it what it is. He has 2-3 years left that we feel confident in. I mean, they're talking about a 3-year deal. I think
40,
I know. Something he's 40. So I mean, 2 years. I'm thinking. I don't know how much more time does he have left to play. I think that's the bigger issue than not wanting to play with LeBron himself. It's more so the age and how long is he going to be there.
Well, you started off saying I'm a walking contradiction.
Yep.
You said that they want to play with LeBron. Who? Because
young
Klay
cats.
Klay signed somewhere else. DeRozan don't, because apparently.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Donovan Mitchell don't. Paul George don't. I'm trying to figure out what stars are left. There ain't no more stars. His own homie don't. CP2 could have went for the minimum. And LeBron threw it out there in the universe that I will play for less money. I want to sacrifice. I want to win now. I made the organization draft my son. I need to win now, not in 3 years. I won't be around. My son needs to be on this team now. That's the whole push on this, Smitty. Ain't nobody coming. Let me just tie in. Let's just talk brass tacks. We live in LA.
Yep.
LA's taxes are one of the highest in the country. The poverty level, the rent, mortgage, groceries, gas, inflation, traffic, pollution.
Everything's at all-time high.
State and Fed taxes,
right?
Property taxes, you name it. Does someone really want to come to LA and play here with all that you're seeing every day? That's number one. I'm not even going to talk about LeBron yet. Let's just talk about LA maybe crippling the Lakers franchise as well. I even thought about USC and UCLA maybe losing out because parents and families don't want to send their kids to LA when knowing their NIL money will be taxed in LA.
Interesting.
So there's a bigger picture here that I don't believe a lot of people are talking about. Number one. Number two, I'm curious to see if somebody really wants to go play with a 40-year-old aging veteran legend in LeBron, his son, who was drafted by this organization, and then a rookie head coach. That has to weigh on.
Don't forget about Anthony Davis, though. He's still there, too.
Yeah, he's there. The guy that's hurt. I mean, you're probably looking at it as a guy, is he going to play? Is AD going to be really around? Like, there's a lot of questions in LA, dog. I don't know. So I heard that D'Lo was offered for Klay Thompson in a sign-in trade.
The Warriors didn't want to do it.
And they offered $30 million more than the Mavericks.
The Warriors didn't want to do it, though. So that's different. The Warriors, from what I read from Chris
They didn't
Haynes,
want to do the sign trade.
They didn't want to do the sign trade. They didn't want to bring D'Lo back.
Yeah.
They already went through that experience. They didn't want to bring him back.
But Lakers offered $30 more million to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson's daddy, Michael Thompson, is a legend there. He's still calling games. Why would you not want to go there to where the organization that your daddy played for? The organization that just drafted someone's son in LeBron James and Bronny.
Because he's trying to win, JB.
Well,
it's not just storyline. It's not just storyline. But hold on. The initial conversation was about LeBron. But we're talking about the Lakers just aren't good enough to win.
But that's my point.
That's what it is. It's not about just LeBron. It's just the team itself ain't good enough anymore. LeBron is still a good player, but he's not where he was.
So
he's probably top 10. He ain't for the longest. LeBron was the best player in the league. Number one, it wouldn't even question. Now we're talking about is he top 10, is he top 7?
But
still a good player, but he ain't that good.
The question is, does anyone want to play with LeBron? No. You said yeah. Now you're saying no.
No. What I'm saying is the Lakers as a team isn't. You're making it singular focus as if it's just people don't like LeBron, like it's a personal attack, or like people don't like his character. People don't think he can play. No, the Lakers team again was a play-in team last year. Let's not forget. And got swept in the first round. So if I'm a competitor, again, you leave for multiple reasons. Yeah. You leave for money. You leave because, again, you're just unhappy with your current organization. You leave because you want to go to a situation where you can win and have legacy. The Lakers aren't offering the most money in most cases. They're not showing you that they can, that they're ready to win and be true championship contenders. So, like, again, if I'm a guy like a Klay Thompson, I want to go to the team that I'm like, you know what? The Mavs were just in the finals. You got Luka Doncic. We can say whatever you want to say about him. He's a top five player in this league, and he's under 25 or right at 25 years old. Kyrie is aging, but still at a point where he's still really good player in this league as well. Jason Kidd, still younger coach, but again, has shown a lot of success. Again, if I'm a competitor, you talked about yesterday, we had a whole argument about Chris Paul. Why do you go to an actual contender? Klay Thompson wants to go to a contender. And right now, the Mavs are a much bigger and better contender than the Lakers. If I'm Paul George, going to Philly makes perfect sense.
Why didn't CP2 go there, though? That's his homeboy.
I don't think Lakers
play for the minimum.
I don't think
Lakers are far ahead of the San Antonio Spurs.
No. I'm saying I don't think Lakers were going to pay him what the Spurs paid him.
He didn't get shit. He got a league minimum.
Now, he got more than league minimum.
I don't think so, dog.
I think it was like we had to look it up, the exact numbers, but it was more than league minimum. I don't think Lakers would have paid him what the Spurs paid him.
What is it called, exemption or the veteran league minimum? I think is different than the league minimum, but
I think that was a money move, honestly, for Chris Paul. That's what I'm saying. There's so many factors that are just beyond and bigger than just players that want to play with LeBron. Okay, maybe that's part of it. Maybe some guys don't want to, but I think it's bigger than that.
1 year, $11 million deal. Come on. Lakers would have signed him for that.
I don't think so because, again, LeBron said, I'm taking a pay cut. I would be willing to take a pay cut only if you guys sign like a major guy. So that money, they're not about to spend 11 of that on Chris Paul, who at this point in his career.
They haven't got anybody.
Of course, that's hindsight. But I'm saying at the point in which Chris Paul signed and at the point in which LeBron said, you know what, I'll take a pay cut, they were hoping and praying that Klay would still be an option. They were hoping and praying that Paul George would still be an option. Why take $11 million of that off the table? Give it to CP3 when we don't even know how much money we would need for Klay and Paul George.
I'll be honest, though. Klay Thompson, I wasn't, excited. Klay Thompson is a figment of who he was. He had flashes last year, but really, to be honest, they put him on the bench for a reason. He's never been the same after the injury. He's just not the same, dog.
Right. That's
really
true.
that's who we really were putting all our eggs in one basket for as a Laker organization, as a Laker fan, I'm looking for Klay Thompson as a figment of himself. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, who can the Lakers get? Like, who's out there? Who can they get? Paul George was like, I'm out of LA, the taxes, and I'm from LA, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm going to Philly. Klay was left. DeRozan's out there. Donovan Mitchell just signed today with the Cleveland.
That's who I want. I ain't gonna lie.
They're not getting nobody. Like, I don't know. This Lakers shit, dog, is bad. I'm telling you right now. And now you're going to pay a 40-year-old a 3-year max contract and get nobody.
Well, you know the Lakers organization, man. We want to win. Lakers, they want to win. But if winning's not really on the table, the next best option for them is selling tickets and storyline and doing. So they're going to, if they can't go get a superstar, they're going to pay LeBron his max. They're going to put Bronny on the court at some point, maybe not at the beginning of the season, but at some point, and they're going to just put butts in seats, JB. That's what Lakers, it's the Showtime Lakers and all that. That's what it is.
Let me ask you something concerning Klay Thompson.
Yep.
Klay, to me, has been a great, humble, fucking warrior in the
literally,
sense of not only a Golden State warrior, a real warrior, in my opinion. I think he got done wrong in Golden State. That's just me. I think he looked at them like, fuck you. I could have re-signed, and then they want to throw me retire my jersey and all that shit. I don't think he gives a fuck. I think he said, pay me because you fucks paid a guy who has socked the player on film, who has pushed a coach on film, who has choked out people in games, who has been suspended more than anybody in the NBA, who has put their team on the back burner, basically at least for the last 3 years, if not longer, in Draymond Green. You gave him $100 million guaranteed. And you almost paid Andrew Wiggins the same money. Or you did pay Andrew Wiggins the same money from the previous playoff run that he had, which he was perimeter, great on defense. He was a scorer late in the season when they went on that Boston run, right?
Yeah.
But still, you pay him and Draymond over Klay, the original, like, remember, Klay was the original.
Splash Brother, yeah.
But he was the original, right?
What you mean by that?
He was the first drafted cat there, right? He was there first, right?
I'm not for sure.
I'm pretty sure he was there before Steph, correct? Am I wrong, Bailey? Can you check that?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I literally don't know.
I want to make sure. Can you check that, Bailey? I believe Klay was there, and Klay was the one that started building up. Remember, he went through the shitty transition and all that. Klay is the original from what I understand. Some people say it's him. Some people say it's Steph. I don't know.
Regardless, they were all drafted around the same time.
But what I'm saying is he is the original piece of this pie, and then you get a $100 million guarantee to Draymond. Has to be a slap in the face to me.
But if I'm not mistaken, Klay Thompson has already. We're talking like they didn't pay Klay. Like his last contract that just ended wasn't like 140 M's, if I'm not mistaken. His last deal, he got paid. It was a 4-year deal, and 2 of those years he was hurt. Now I get stuff happens, but again, the greatest ability is availability. 2 of those years he was out for an Achilles, and he was out for an ACL. And like you alluded to, he has not been the same since then. And unfortunately, this last year was a contract year, and you're only as good as what
Steph was first. Klay was second.
I figure so. You're only as good as what you put on tape. Most recently, Klay, like you said, he's solid. He's not like bad, but he's nowhere near worth a max deal. Draymond got that $100 million guarantee or whatever prior to a lot of this extra shit. Now, again, we know Draymond's been getting texts and doing all types of stuff like that, but this past year, we can all agree, was like a different level. He's choking out Rudy Gobert. He punched him. He doing all types of shit.
But they paid him after he socked boy. Remember, he got paid last year. He got paid after he socked, what's his name?
Jordan Poole.
To me, that's a slap in Klay's face. I'm just telling you, like, if you're going to talk after the fact and say we're loyal to you, Klay, because that's what they just said yesterday. We're loyal to you. Thank you for everything you've done. We're going to hang your banner, blah, 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 blah. Why didn't you pay him?
But word on the street is, again, from what I'm hearing, they offer this man more money than what the Mavs are offering him, and he took less for that too. He could have got more with the Lakers. From what I'm hearing, he could have got more with Golden State. He was so fed up, he said, fuck it, I'm out.
Because of how they treated him. That's what I'm saying. Over the last couple of years, it's easy to come retrospectively say, oh, I know
but they shouldn't even did that though.
But here's the thing,
it's just straight business.
Here's the thing though. I know you're pissed at me. My homie's pissed at me. Now I'm gonna go try to make up. You know what I'm saying? Like Clay already knows. Nah, I'm not. It's too late, homie.
But
you put me behind these other cats who put our organization at risk. Because if you remember when Draymond was doing all this dumb shit, Clay and fucking Steph were the only two that would check him on the sideline and be like, "What the fuck you doing?" And you saw their face in disgust. Clay and Steph's face was in disgust. And I'm hearing from a couple people that Steph is like hot. Because I'm sure that those two kind of, you could tell, were pretty tight.
I mean,
they always stayed out of harm's way. They always stayed out the limelight. They kind of was like always free living, chilling. You see them at the boat fishing, whatever. They never were in drama.
Yeah, but I think the whole big three were tight. I think because
I think
Draymond is, again, we actually agree on it. Draymond was one of the most important pieces, if not the most important piece, in my opinion, outside of Steph, for a lot of those championships because of all the little things that he does and the connection him and Steph has when it comes to just finding him open and giving the ball at the right time and those picks, just those hustle things that he's done. So again, the Golden State Warriors, they put up with a lot of BS that came with him because of how vital he was to that team. He reminds me a lot of like the Rasheed Wallace back in his days, with the Pistons. The good outweighed the bad for so long. And to Draymond's point, again, he actually played well on the court this year. Now, again, all the other stuff it got distracted. He played well. He shot better from three-point line than he's done in a long time in his career. I just think it gets overshadowed because of all the other stuff. So, like, Draymond's actually doing what Draymond has always done. Clay has not. So it's like, again, I understand that you are one of our first guys, and the narrative, we love you, Clay, and I get those are all emotions, but this is business at the end of the day. And like we all have eyes, and I love Clay, but he's not the same guy anymore. Why am I gonna get you a max right now? Now listen, if Draymond's contract was up like right now again, let's say this last season was Draymond's last year, right? And Draymond was in the same position. They're not paying Draymond. Well, they're not paying what he wants. But what I'm saying is, like, so timing is very important, is what I'm saying. Clay, his contract came up after having a pretty bad season for his standards and after having 2 injured seasons prior to that. So it's just like your last 3 years have been like, damn, it's been low. How can we pay you?
Here's the thing, though. I don't want to hear about California taxes and all this shit. Last time I checked, Golden State's in California.
Yes, sir.
So, like, come on, dog. Like, what's his name? Iguodala? He just talked about this yesterday. He just talked about it. Players no longer in their twilight of their career chase rings anymore. They chase bags of money. This is particularly why Gilbert Arenas and Iguodala and these other guys like Barkley, these older heads, have said this is why the game isn't as competitive and how it's softened. Guys used to chase rings. CP2 just went to San Antonio for $11 million. Does he really need the fucking $11 million? I'm pretty sure he makes that on Allstate. Like, does he really?
11 million is 11 million, JB. We gotta stop. Come on now.
Talk about keep the point at hand, though. The point I'm making is, dog, cats used to sacrifice this shit all the time to go win a ring at the twilight. I didn't say second year. Twilight. Chris Paul's over, dog. His career is over, Smitty. Let's be honest. He went to San Antonio because of $11 million. That to me is fucking ridiculous.
And the opportunity to play too. I don't want to get too lost in it.
Why is CP2 playing?
Because he loves the game. He don't want to just sit on the sideline and be in respectfully a Udonis Haslam role. That's cool, but like I'm not just trying to stay on the sideline either. So I want to end my career at least playing, having some sort of impact, helping Wemby out, etc. I don't want to make this a Chris Paul conversation. I get your overall point. I just think the example ain't the best example, but I get your overall point. Guys are caring more about money and less passionate about the game. I agree with that. We had the whole Andre Iguodala conversation yesterday, mostly about talking about NIL in college, but it connects to the pro leagues as well. So I agree with that. The passion for a lot of guys, not everybody, have left because they're getting paid so early, and they're like, shoot, my goal this whole time was money. I got money now at age 18, 19, so why am I about to go in the gym and put up 500 shots? I get it. But again, back to my point that I made yesterday, you guys tuned into the show, was that's a character flaw to me. That's a internal thing to where if all you care about the money, if all you care about is the money, than whether you get paid your junior year in college or you get paid after your rookie deal in the NBA or NFL. Whenever you get paid, we will see a downfall because your motivation is strictly money. Guys like you and I, we wanted the money 100%. We're not boo-boo the fool, but we love the game. And you're a competitor. I'm a competitor. We want to be the best version of ourselves. So to me, that's an internal thing. It's not so much, I don't like blaming the money. I'm blaming the character of the individuals going into it. It's the mindsets of these cats.
But, dog, CP2 has made over $300 million.
Right.
Come on, dog. Don't talk about $11 million to me. It's going to be taxed.
He wants to play, JB.
But why?
I don't understand. So if I don't want to retire yet, right?
But I just heard him on TNT talk about he only wants to play to win a title. He said the ring is eluding him. The ring is the only thing. Why did he go on TNT with Charles Barkley during the finals run and talk about the only thing eluding me is a title? So I know I am lacking there. So now it's about $11 million to go to San Antonio?
No, you gotta go where the market's gonna accept you. I can want to go to Fox right now and say, put me on air today. I want that job. It's the only thing eluding me. But if they don't offer me the position, JB, I gotta take what's there. So he gonna take what the offer is. And the market wasn't that big for Chris Paul in year 19 after being hurt last year, after being a shove of himself last year. So he's gonna go where he can actually have an impact, where he can actually play. The Spurs will be a lot better this year. I would not be surprised if they're a playoff team, but are they championship ready? No. But again, we're talking about this one move. What about every other move he's made before here? In 19 years, every move he's made, he's been on a lot of teams, has been to try to win a championship. Why are we not highlighting that and we're dissing him off the one move at year 19? He went to the Houston Rockets. They were a game away from beating the damn Warriors. He hurt his hamstring. He went to the Phoenix Suns, who was not a playoff team the year prior. He literally joins the team, JB. After the bubble, they go from not being a playoff team to being in the NBA Finals the next year. And the main addition was Chris Paul. They lost against the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. All I'm saying is this cat has been moved. He's moved. Go to State. Every team he's went to prior to this point has been to try to win a championship. He's failed. So at this point, it's like go to wherever I can go to play in my career.
You don't get.
Like, golly.
I don't get why you just like you're making the point for me. Like, I don't get why you don't understand. That's the reason we're highlighting this move. That's the reason we're highlighting the San Antonio move, homie. What do you mean? He's chased superstar after superstar after team after team. Now we're highlighting San Antonio? No. We're highlighting him because he's chased all these superstars on 5 different teams. And now he goes to San Antonio for $11 million. Nah, make it make sense. Let's get off CP2, though. He's fucking garbage. Let's move on.
Future Hall of Famer.
You love that motherfucker. I don't.
No, he's a future Hall of Famer. I just know basketball.
Yeah, of course, because that's what we are.
No, because he's earned it.
Mediocrity.
Because he's earned it if you look at his career.
Yeah. Let's move on.
It's not just about championships.
Let's talk about this Celtics team. I don't get where the money's coming from, but go ahead.
Jason
I'm not
Tatum.
a math major. Dive into this one.
Hey, that's out of my ballpark, but he gets the largest contract in NBA history, 5-year, $315 million supermax extension with the Celtics. Shout out to Jason Tatum, first of all, for getting that bag. It's earned. You just won a championship, something that you've been getting criticized year after year after year for not having the guts, the mindset, the whatever you want to call it, to get it done. You got it done. His counterpart, his teammate, where you want to call it, Jaylen Brown, got $309 million. I saw their start lineup with Porzingis, Holiday, all them, the 5 guys. All their contracts put together is like over $900 million, almost $1 billion.
Yesterday for how much?
Derek White. I can't remember what his exact numbers were, but the total 5 was over $900 million.
Derek White, Bailey yesterday, 160, something like that.
Big bread. It's earned.
I don't know where they get the money from. It is what it is. I know they move it around, they back end it like they did.
These owners are filthy rich, JB.
Yeah, but they can't just pay you.
Right, of course.
Out of owner's pocket.
I mean, he didn't get $350 million just today. Like it's over 5 years.
Salary cap has to go through the proper channels. Yep. I know they backload a lot of this shit.
And they got new TV contracts coming up too, which we already know. So it's more money.
Do nothing with their salary. This is all from the franchise. Like the franchise pay their guys. Like it has to go through.
You don't think TV contracts ain't got nothing to do like the overall
salary cap increases? Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
TV don't pay Jason Tatum.
Right.
Unless he has a side deal. But I'm talking about this franchise.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is getting backloaded. That's why he's not even a top 5 highest paid quarterback, even though he's getting a $500 million deal.
Yeah.
They backload everything to make other pieces work. I don't know when this money's what he's guaranteed, what he's getting up front, what he's getting later. I have no idea, but it's crazy.
Oh, that's guaranteed. It's 5 years.
$900 million for a starting 5 team. You better win a championship. That's all I mean,
he just did.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't no better. He just did. Yeah.
That's
so,
I mean,
so it works. Yeah, it works.
I mean, you better win. Shit.
I'm all about paying my guys. You earned it. You talk about earned. And when you say earned, you mean championship. Whether we're talking NFL, hockey, baseball, NBA, these guys did it. So you should have no problem at all with them. I know the number sounds like, oh my God, but again, the number's always going to go up. In 10 years, this is going to look small. There's going to be somebody who
is he the highest paid number 2 player in the world? What happened?
JB, why you starting stuff on this Tuesday?
Why
you starting stuff on this Tuesday? Well, he's the highest paid. It's the largest contract in NBA history.
Is he the highest paid number 2?
He's the largest paid
number 3 in the world.
He's the large. Ain't no borderline number 3 at all. I can get you if you think number 2, cool. That's where it stops at.
I'm just saying.
That's where it stops
that
at.
That motherfucker was a no-show.
No, he wasn't. JB, stop. Stats don't tell the full.
Shout out to Jaylen Brown for getting MVP of the finals.
Yeah, shout out to Jaylen Brown.
Shout out to the number 1 player.
And shout out to Jason Tatum for closing that game and balling out in the last game. And again, because I hate when people do this. Y'all look at numbers. Y'all look at certain things. Watch the game. Jason Tatum had a huge impact on this entire series. Jaylen Brown well-deserved to win the MVP. Not mad at all. But to act like Jason Tatum was just over there sitting in the corner like a role player is completely false. I like their dynamic. Jason Tatum typically starts the game off first half, getting the game going, getting people involved, doing different things. Jaylen Brown's the closer, and that works for them. And they won a championship. Jaylen Brown don't have the money he got or a ring without Jason Tatum, and vice versa. They need each other. We continue in the media. We're trying to separate these guys and split them up. For what? They're great together. They need each other. That's what makes this team great. They're arguably the best 1-2 punch in the NBA. You could argue that. They won championship together. So, I mean, to me, it's not even an argument. They are the best right now, currently, today, the best 1-2 punch in the NBA. Let's stop trying to split them up and let's just appreciate the greatness that we see.
I don't know the greatness, but we'll see. In a mediocrity league, we'll see. Let's move on, Smitty. Nebraska football is in the news. Not Colorado, Nebraska.
You shouldn't even say it though.
Is in the college football news. Matt Rule says it's gonna happen. In conversation with Joel Klatt. Joel Klatt gets everybody in that division. Take a listen.
I grew up as a rival to Nebraska. I cannot imagine what your fan base would be like if you put together a season where you were in the race for the CFP in November. Memorial Stadium I can't imagine what your fan base would be like.
That's going to happen, whether it's this year, the next year, what year it's going to be. The thing that I always go back to, again, just trying to be a very grateful person, is they deserve that because they've shown up when we're 3-9. They've shown up when we're 4-8. Like we were 0-2 this year. I'm still down about those 2 games. I'm trying to be very focused on what's next, and I show up to the game, and it's like the inspiration you felt from that crowd for a Northern Illinois game. They were there for the entire warm-up, and you were like, man, we better put together a good team. Like all these little kids running around, there's 5,000 little kids that like want to shake your hand as you're walking out to the field. Like they need to grow up. The best parts of the game can't be meeting the players.
Yeah.
It's got to be championship caliber football. So that will happen. To me, it's a matter of when, and I sure hope it's this year.
Smitty, Nebraska's been down for a long time.
Yeah.
Where are they in the thick of things? Not only in the Big 12, just as far as the landscape in college football. Is Nebraska back? I can't say anything about Nebraska right now. Last year was his first year.
You're right.
He's a program builder. I've known Matt a long time. He did a great job at Temple, Baylor. NFL is just not his thing. That's a lot of guys. Urban Meyer, arguably the top 2 or 3 college football coaches ever, didn't do well in the NFL. Nick Saban didn't do well in the NFL. Where are you at with Matt Rule and this Nebraska team? By the way, Nebraska, I believe, leads the country in the least amount of portal kids who have left Nebraska and entered the portal. They have the least amount of kids in the country who has left their program during portal opening times. Is that a culture? Are they buying into Matt Rule's philosophy? Is the Nebraska Cornhuskers, are they back?
I think they're on the rise. I don't think they're back yet, but I think they're on the rise. Like you said, Coach Matt Rule is a program builder.
They've lost 8 transfers,
and that which is the lowest, I think, the fewest in college football right now. They brought in a new quarterback, 5-star cat. I think, like you said, they're in the process of building the culture. I don't think they're back right now, because to say they're back, we got to think about the prime years of Nebraska, right? We got to think about them as like true national title contenders. It's hard to say that they're there now. I can't say that. I don't think that's realistic. But to say that they're a team that you got to respect every single Saturday, hell yeah.
Show that video, Bailey. Let's see what he had to say about actually their culture and their transfers leaving.
There's experience, and as we move forward in the college football playoff era, depth. You're going to be playing 17 games.
Yes.
So, while an NFL team has a 53-man roster, there's unlimited transactions. So it might take 90 guys to have 53 men. For us, what's unique about us is I think we have like 19 returning starters. We also have 82 freshmen and sophomores. So we are.
I remember talking about that before the Colorado game, and I was like, wait. Is that number real?
It's wild. So we have these like really, and it was a blessing for us. 3 of our best players, Ben Scott, Bryce Benhart, Isaac Gifford, all decided to come back, forgo the NFL. Ty Robinson, really 4 guys that had draftable grades decided to not go to the NFL. I told some of them, I'm like, you should go to the NFL, bro. What are you doing? And they're like, no, I want to come back. And so I have this elite experience that's really talented, and also a bunch of really good young players that are watching them. So that's why I think we can win this year, because of that experience. And then those young players are going to be experienced the following years. And that kind of is how, to me, you build something that eventually can hopefully make that jump to be in the college football playoff conversation.
Eventually make that jump. So I think he's a little bit more, that's realistic. He's basically saying we're in the process. He thinks they can win some games this year because of what, the depth and some of the returners.
I think this conversation is a conversation for a year from now.
Right.
On this show. Like, I don't think we can even talk about Nebraska right now. They lost to Colorado, who we talk about all the time because of they're always in the news. Matt Rule's Nebraska organization right now is in the news sparingly because Matt Rule's a guy that people like to talk to. And Nebraska still carries weight on a national scale, but the blue blood and the black shirts and all the Nebraska lore that we're used to is gone. And so can he bring that back and us talk about them next year? We'll see. Until I see them actually go out here and win 9, 10,
right?
Then I can say, all right, Nebraska, you got a shot next year. I still wouldn't say they're back if they win 9 or 10. I think the Big 10, the Big 12, and these other conferences, I think, are lackluster. So is he going to be able to do something in this conference with the new additions of these other teams? I don't know. We'll see. They got a new quarterback. I get it. And the Riola kid or whatever, Riola or whatever his name is.
5-star cat has a lot of potential to be really good. You know what I'm saying?
Or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But he's a good coach. He'll figure it out, I'm pretty sure. Eventually, if they give him time, Smitty. They don't give people time no more. Everything wants to be fucking now.
Microwave society. Right.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be real tough.
It feels like he kind of has that, connection with the school, the AD, just based on his energy, how he's moving. Like, again, the fact that he only has 8 transfers out, and he's not really trying to build from the transfer portal. He's trying to build from within and grow. That tells me that he feels comfortable. He feels like he has time to build it his way. And I think they're trusting him based upon his previous experiences of being a program builder. So,
are they the best fan base in America, though? Now let me break down fan base. Let's talk about at least. I believe they have, I don't know, hundreds of sellouts in a row. Like that place is, if you have never been to Lincoln Stadium, I've been there several times.
I've never been, JB.
It's unbelievable. It's a place you've never seen. Like, it doesn't matter if they played, no offense to Ball State.
Don't use it as an example. Don't ever use me as an example. There's too many schools out here in the nation. So, my school should never even get brought up for anything negative on this show. I never bring up Compton College. Never bring some of those schools that we would have destroyed if we played. So let's just leave Ball State out of this and leave them as a Division I school. We beat a lot of these Big Ten teams and these ACC teams year in, year out. So continue your rant, but please leave Ball State out of any negative thing that you have on your mind. Continue.
396 consecutive sellouts. Now, that is an absolute participating fan base. What the fan base does on Twitter and all that other shit is neither here or there. The actual fans that show up to Lincoln Memorial Stadium every single Saturday, are they the best? I would probably say yeah. I would say if you put them up there and you said
it's hard to say.
Put them up there, and, well, 396 sellouts in a row.
Ain't too much to do out there in Nebraska. I mean, yeah, he'll go to the game.
Ohio.
Ain't nothing to do
in Ann Arbor, Michigan. There ain't nothing to do in fucking Madison, Wisconsin. Smitty, there ain't nothing to do in all these.
And they fans be out there at the
Come
games.
on, man.
They be at the
396
games
straight. Like facts are facts. Like Lincoln, Nebraska. And D Jones, you show your age, homie, because if you say black folks don't go to Nebraska, then you must have not knew half of Compton and LA when Nebraska was winning national championships and half their roster was from Compton and LA. How about you, boy Abdullah? How about you, boy Thunder Collins? How about your boy Lawrence Phillips? I can keep going on and on. Tommy Frazier, was he white? I'm trying to figure it out because, damn, Nebraska sure has some cold brothers. I know that. God damn. The motherfucker said blacks don't go to Nebraska.
Is he talking about like the actual players, the recruits, or was he talking about just like okay?
I mean, shit. Who else is he talking about?
I thought maybe he was talking about fans or maybe because it was a fan conversation.
If
so I was like,
maybe Lincoln, Nebraska.
He said, I'm just saying regular citizens. We ain't visiting Nebraska. Okay, that's fine.
You might not visit Nebraska, but you need to go to.
There's a hood in Nebraska though.
There's a fucking
like real bad. Like
ghetto,
Bud Crawford, Terrence Crawford, the boxer. That's where he's from.
And they all blood.
Got shot in his head.
They bang blood and they bang all this shit. Lincoln, Nebraska has real hoods in there, motherfucker. And there are a lot of LA transplants. I'm just telling you. LA cats been going to Nebraska for a long fucking time. If you don't know about the history of the Big Eight, Nebraska, Colorado, and Oklahoma were riddled with Compton, LA, and Long Beach kids. Go do research. And all three of those franchises or teams, college franchises, won national championships, I think, in like consecutive order. It was like Nebraska, Colorado, Oklahoma. Like them motherfuckers were all riddled with LA kids. They used to do it all the time. And they used to compete for the same LA kids. From Darian Hagan to fucking Lawrence Phillips to the list goes on and on and on. Thunder Collins, East LA Junior College, Hollywood High played with me. The list goes on and on and on. Like Abdullah, like just the list goes on as far as who the fucking quarterback, Jamel Holloway. I mean, these cats all competed for the same bodies. And they were all from this area at one point. It was one of the strongest recruiting ties in America. Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Nebraska and Colorado. Those three teams. I'm just telling you. Now, is the state overall?
Nah.
Fuck.
But you can say that about, a lot of places. Indiana. Right, Indiana.
Illinois.
Yeah, a lot of spots.
Chicago, and take Chicago out of Illinois.
Right.
What the fuck is it? The fucking corn farm town. Like, you can do that. Missouri. What the fuck's Missouri? Take St. Louis out. Take KC out. Like, I'm saying that's everywhere, especially Midwest. I'm just saying Nebraska itself, of course, D. Jones. Lincoln itself, though, has been known to attract brothers to play football, basketball, etc. So I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, hey, we're going to take that scholarship. So I don't give a it's Ball State, Nebraska, Colorado, whatever. I'm going to take that full ride scholarship and continue to
now we can argue. Now we can argue. We can argue, though, that is Nebraska the same Nebraska? No.
Nah, of course not.
No. Nebraska's not the same Nebraska. But is anyone the same? USC ain't the same USC.
Hey, Florida ain't the same Florida Gators.
Miami ain't the same Miami.
There's a lot of teams ain't the same,
Florida
JV.
State just went undefeated.
I don't think Auburn's the same. There's a lot of teams that ain't the same. So, I mean, you can go in there. It's hard to be sustainable, be great for, 30 years. It's too many coaches leave, players leave, things happen, sanctions, all type of things happen. So it's just too tough to do it that way, man. Yeah. But JB, man, one of my favorite parts of this show, man, I never told you to your face, is your daily rants. And word on the street from people who I talked to them on my way here. I had a very important business call. I was talking to some millionaires trying to get us a deal, and they was telling us that, hey, those rants are very critical to potential deals that we could provide you guys. So not to put no pressure on you, but These rants are the real deal. And I heard you got one for us before we go to this first break. So I'm going to go ahead and toss it to a quick 30-second in bump. And I think it's time for JB's Daily Rant.
Without a doubt. It's Compton in the house. Without a doubt. It's Compton.
All right. We're in the building. We are in the building. Bailey, shout out. Daily Rant brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Use the promo code Coach JB. Oklahoma State star running back Ollie Gordon was arrested for a DUI over the weekend. He was going 82 miles an hour in a 65. All right. An affidavit state troopers found an open bottle of tequila and an open bottle of vodka. All right, in his car. Now, how many fucking times are we going to continue to see this shit and still have to hear these enabled ass kids cry about getting the bag? Not being talked to nicely enough. How many times we got to hear you that you're being played? I'm being played, coach. You playing me. You lied to me. I'm treated unfairly. How about not giving them a fucking reason, son? How about learn how to play the fucking game? Not the game on the field, the game of life. Or maybe get out of the video game fantasy fucking land that you're in and welcome yourself to the real world. I'm just saying. Results require consequences. I don't know if you knew that because maybe your mom and daddy didn't teach you that as a young fucking kid. But your dumbasses continue to be enabled. Entitled pussies continue to put my life at risk, Smitty's life at risk, my kid's life at risk, your kid's life at risk. While we have to sit back and listen to you crybaby fucks cry about you don't have enough, what you don't get, you got Maybachs and fucking Chargers in the parking lot. Yet you want to cry about being dumb fucks. I want to cry about you being dumb fucks and a bunch of crybaby pussies. That's what I want to cry about. Who blames everyone else without taking a fucking one piece of accountability for your goddamn self? Drop your fucking nuts and stop feeling sorry for your fucking selves. You have the entire future at your hands, yet you want to play victim and do this dumbass shit every single day. We turn around and see the Jalen Carters of the world and the fucking Henry Ruggses and you, a Heisman candidate, the fucking best running back in the country last year. And you want to go do this dumbass shit. And then yet tomorrow you'll claim victim and say, everyone's out to get me. No, motherfucker, you're out to get your motherfucking self. Stop being so goddamn entitled and enabled. Drop your nuts and man the fuck up and hold some goddamn accountability for once in your fucking lives. You guys have everything at your fucking disposal. Resources, money, cars, bitches, you name it. Stop fucking playing this game. Because I'm just telling you right now, in my day, you would have been cut. In my day, you would have been suspended at least 3-4 games. I bet you dollars to dimes that this kid will not even fucking miss a game. He'll do some bullshit community service because Gundy, the fucking mullet-wearing fuck, will make up some excuse as to why this kid deserves to be better. He deserves it. He'll be okay. He's paid his dues. No, he hasn't. Paying his dues would fucking suspend that motherfucker. Put his motherfucking ass on the bench for 3 or 4 games. Make sure he realizes I have no shot at winning the Heisman now because of what? Off the field fucking actions made my on the field fucking actions meet a consequence. We don't do it enough. But that's the JB's Daily Rant. I'm dropping the mic on that. We'll see you right after this commercial break. Peace. I apologize for my boy Smitty. I don't know what he was asking. When's the last time you jacked off?
Oh, wow. You guys, man.
Hey, I'm just fucking with you, Luka.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm just fucking with you, Luka.
You guys are gonna get, a lot of controversy going with this show, man. It's a good question. It's a good question, though, man.
Listen, man, we were just trying to fuck with you. We want to get you loose, man, for the game tonight because we want you to go off because I'm going to bet on you. I know betting's a real controversial take right now, but I'm going to throw it out. I'm just going to throw it out there. If you could get me a triple-double, I'll break you off on the side. I'm just throwing it out there. If you can get me a little bit of a triple-double.
Little Jonte Porter.
I don't know. Any way, type of form. If you can give me a triple-double, whether it's 10, 10, and 10 or 30, 10, and 10, whatever you could do, I appreciate it. You don't need the money. You got big bag of money already.
That's gonna come tonight, man. I can say that's gonna come tonight. You're gonna see outstanding performance by me, and if it takes a triple double for you to get some money, then that's what I'm gonna make happen for you. Only for you.
The one and only
Kareem
Magic Johnson
is
on the show right now.
What's up? What's going on?
Magic, what's up, man?
What's up, Coach JB, baby? Darnell, baby.
What's going on? Yeah, how you feeling, Magic? It's an honor.
Well, I'm feeling good, baby. And first of all, I just want to say, rest in peace to the NBA all-time great, the logo, Jerry West. He has passed away today at 86 years old, baby. And I just want to give my condolences to the West family and thank you, Jerry West, for everything you did for the Laker organization and the NBA.
Yes, man, for sure.
Hey, let me ask you something. Was Donald Sterling really racist?
Donald Sterling, look, he was a very sick man, okay? And he was a racist man. And I went to church. I prayed for Donald. But Donald did a lot of stuff that was not becoming of an NBA owner. But to answer your question, yes, he was. He was a very racist person.
I gotta show you something real quick. Brittany Griner's in the news. Brittany Griner's in the news, and I know you have a son that is now a daughter, or something like that. I'm confused. I apologize if I offended you. But I know you have a son or a daughter or something. We call them made-up humans here. What do you think about Brittany Griner here having a baby?
Brittany Griner is an outstanding athlete. I don't know if she's a transgender or if she just I don't know what she goes by, but I'm really happy for Brittany Griner, and I'm happy she's back from Russia. And I hope that she can have a good family. I just want her to have a good family, okay?
Do you feel like you could have been talking about the WNBA more on your show, given that you are the king of ESPN?
I mean, we could have been talking about or covering the sport a little bit more, but I would say nobody covered the WNBA more than First Take. But could we have talked about it a little bit more? Of course we could have. But as far as what you just said about Caitlin Clark being elected to the WNBA Olympic team, let me be very, very clear. First of all, everybody that was elected on the WNBA team deserves to be there, okay? There was nobody else that I would have swapped out but Caitlin Clark. I understand it. I get it. But if you look at the situation as far as popularity and as far as ticket sales and views and things of that nature, Caitlin Clark, as far as marketing, should have been put on that team. I mean, come on now. If you look back at the men's USA team, I mean, do you think Christian Laettner should have been picked over Eliza Moore or Shaquille O'Neal? It shouldn't have been. But when it comes to marketing, especially when we're talking about one of the hottest Caucasian women coming out of college, the seats are filled up because of Caitlin Clark. She should have definitely been selected on that team. When she was at Iowa, she was out there busting their living, you know what? And that's exactly what she would have been doing for these ticket sales if she was playing in the Olympics. But like I said, I have no quarrel with the teams that they picked. Okay, this is not a lie. This is not a spurious accusation here. I'm not making this up.
Hey, man, shout out to Savvy. Shout out to Savvy, man, for killing the impersonation. Me and JB was cracking up the entire commercial break. My man said, I have no quarrel.
You know what I don't like?
What he did.
How America perceives certain people.
What you mean?
Like, I came out the other day and talked about what a blessing it would have been to play with my dad in some sport, or you and your dad in some sport, any professional sport, fucking pickleball. It doesn't matter. It's crazy that we'll sit there and bash. Now, listen, I'm not a LeBron fan at all on any subject matter.
Damn.
But it's pretty awesome to play with your son. And I said that, right? Like I said, fuck what I would do to have a beer with my dad right here today.
Right.
So having two things obviously have no correlation with each other. But the media and then the naysayer fan will get up and be like, fuck that nepotism, blah, 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 blah. You're bashing LeBron. You bash the Ball brothers and their daddy, LeVar, whatever.
LeVar Ball, yep.
For pushing the agenda of my son, I'm pushing my son. And then especially in the hood, we talk about the absence of black fathers. LeVar Ball grew his kids up in Chino Hills, which is right out here. Very affluent neighborhood, nice big money neighborhood. LeVar had some decent coin. And then we'll bash LeBron and his son, but we'll fucking endorse Dwayne Wade and his fucking dick-sucking kid. Like, this shit irks me, dog. It really pisses me off. I just don't get it. But I'm just being real. Don't you look at that and be like, we will endorse Magic Son, but we'll fucking knock LeBron and his kid from playing together? Make it make sense, homie. I just want to be real. Like, let's be honest. Fuck, dog. I'm so fucking tired of the bullshit. Then that part of the shit will probably keep us from getting a fucking deal and all that, but I'm just gonna be honest. That's the real fucking shit, man. Like, I'm just telling you.
It's worth it, huh?
That shit good?
Yeah, it's fire.
All over. Did you say it's worth it, huh?
He said that shit. He said that shit may not be.
No, it's
not. It might keep us away from getting the Microsoft deal. He said, but it's worth it.
That's how I look at it too. Like, that's how dumb I am. I look at it like, fuck, man. I just like, fuck. I'm used to being alone for my whole life. I'm like, fuck. I just save my
Don't let me slow you down.
Nah,
but I'm saying, even if, let's say I left and this was just back to your show, you should want the best for you. Fuck me. Fuck Smitty. You want the best for you.
I don't care about me.
That's the dilemma though. I don't like that.
See,
I understand what you're saying though.
I care about others. That's why I was a coach. I care about my players
more than yourself.
I care about my players and them fucking succeeding. I didn't give a fuck about wins and losses. Wins and losses in coaching is me making my own money and not caring about nobody else. That's how I equate it.
Right.
I don't know.
I feel what you're saying though. I've always been that way too though. Like having like I care about myself, but I would like go far and beyond to just make sure someone else is good, before myself. I put myself on the back burner, feeling like at the end of the day, I'm gonna be all right. You give me the scraps, I'm gonna be all right. Where everybody else is
Shit, Smitty, I don't coach no more.
Right.
So like, I hustle and I got all these different things going on in life.
Right.
Making all these different income
revenues. Yep.
But when it comes to retirement, when I'm 65, shit, I ain't gonna be on YouTube. But right now I am.
Right, I feel you.
I ain't got no retirement.
I feel you, and that's what
got a secure bag. What they call it, secure bag.
Got to secure the bag.
Generational wealth cracking, because in this day and age, I'm just telling you, I'm gonna make this assumption. I believe teachers will be obsolete in the next 10 years.
It's gonna be robots.
I think it'll be all homeschool, virtual learning.
Yeah,
it'll be virtual learning because I believe that the teacher salaries are so bad that eventually the cycle will run itself dry, where these new age teachers will be teaching these new age kids. and that's an oxymoron.
Mm.
The old school teachers are getting pushed out now because these badass kids with no parental guidance are throwing erasers and shit at their heads and fighting them. So guess what? Those guys are getting the fuck out. Now you have a younger, which used to be like the teachers, TAs, are now going to be the instructor of record, and it's going to be the fucking inmates running the asylum. So I believe the parents that are have a brain cell will pull their kids out, put them virtual, and then it'll be a virtual learning thing, which will be ultimately Google search, which will be ultimately the demise of society as we know it. Number one. Number two, you take the regular classroom learning out. Now you've taken away all interaction with humans out.
Right.
And you have created a virtual society. I just think that's going to end the country as we know it, the world as we know it. And everyone that wants to push social media, push all these different things, that the robots, and Amazon fired 100,000 yesterday to make 750,000 robots.
Right.
I just didn't make it make sense about that.
Yeah.
So it's coming. We know that. Tesla's driving its own cars. It might drive you off a cliff, but it's driving.
Yeah.
So it's already being done. It is what it is. But dog, we're headed down a slippery slope, bro.
I think I sent you something the other day on Instagram. I think I sent it to you. They're testing out some like community, somewhere in the desert, or whatever, where they're trying to test out how like a robot society would be, just to get an idea for in the future, like how you and I could walk around and see robots out here walking and just doing everyday life. They're testing that out right now. iRobot. We used to always joke about it as a kid, like
all these movies are coming to fruition.
It is. It makes you think. Me and my wife, we talk about this, and again, this is conspiracy, but it makes you think that are they putting this stuff right in our face and letting us know this is what we're about to do?
What was that movie, The Truman, or what was the movie with
Ooh,
Jim Carrey? He was in a bubble.
Oh,
fucking Matrix. I mean, not Matrix. Truman Show, wasn't it?
I think so. Was it Truman?
I don't know. I mean, look at all these different movies.
Yeah, just the Truman Show. The Truman Show.
Okay.
That's how it is, though. That's how it is. So I don't know, man. Like
720 will do it.
Yeah. So back to your point, though, we got to get this money now.
So my point is when and my whole point to that whole little thing was there is no more, and I'm not talking about just me, JB. I'm talking about if teachers don't have in-class teaching, they're going to lose union representation, which will ultimately lose retirement, benefits, 401k. They're going to lose all that because the government is in so much debt. You already know this is a government we can't trust. So why would you think they're going to have your best interest at heart? They're already trying to get rid of Social Security. Ask my mama. She's dealing with it right now. They're trying to eliminate our fucking Social Security.
That's crazy.
So when I'm older, when I'm my mom's age, I won't have even that.
No checks coming in.
So if teachers lose their retirement and mechanics and machine workers, and we're trying to get rid of people at Amazon, they're going to lose their retirement. You better figure out, is it going to all be YouTubers trying to make they're not giving retirement out of YouTube? So I'm trying to figure out how are motherfuckers going to do and get their retirement longevity and their being able, the world changed. You're not going to be able to sit at the pool and drink at 65 years old with the doggies and know that you're getting your $4,000 or $5,000 a month or whatever you may be for your lifestyle. Shit, my mom don't get shit. Social Security, and they're trying to cut that. I'm just telling you, dog, it's going to be very interesting next 20, 25 years. I'm just telling you.
That's what I always say, man. You make your money now. If you can, like, figure it out, find a way while you can, because to your point, we don't know what the future is going to hold. So that's why I'm just trying to make it make sense, trying to figure it out, JB. It's a grind every day. It's a grind every day for all those, but especially as men, too. I just feel like as men, we're just, we're meant to be the hunters. We're supposed to go out there and get it and figure it out.
I miss it.
I miss it.
I'm be honest. I miss the grass. I miss the smell in the summer in the morning. The dew on the ground.
Yeah.
And I equate that to now. Like I miss the hands-on. That's why I got the studio for more than any other reason. I got the studio to get out the house, take my ass out the house and make the drive.
Yeah.
2 hours. I don't give a fuck. I don't mind. I love driving. Smoke a stick. Chill.
I think it's important to leave the house though, just because from a creative standpoint, from energy standpoint, there's so many like important factors, I think, from just getting out the house and moving around. It brings a different, energy.
I'm telling you, it's either gonna shit, you're gonna either shit or get off the pot. And I've had a buddy of mine that works at YouTube been telling me this for 5 years already.
Yeah.
5 years ago, YouTube was oversaturated.
So you already know right now.
Instagram and all the influencers and IG models and all this shit oversaturated. Is it going to crumble this space, and just have the McAfees of the world and a couple top
dogs,
and everyone else is getting peanuts on the dollar and they can't afford it to make a living and they got to get out and go back into the job force? Will there be a job force to go back into? The world's about to change. I'm just telling you, there's going to be some different.
And it'd be tough to go back in a job force if you ain't been in a job for, let's say, 5 years. You've been an influencer or whatever the case may be.
But not only that, there's no skills.
Right.
You haven't been taught no skills. You got rid of classrooms. You got rid of teachers. You got rid of home ec. You got rid of shop. You got rid of auto. You got rid of fucking finance. You got rid of fucking trades.
Now, are you saying that has already happened? Or are you projecting?
School got rid of PE. You got rid of auto shop. You got rid of home ec.
I think my school still got it. I ain't gonna lie. Warren Central, we got something called like
you guys got to create the meth and shit.
Forgot what it's called. I think it's the Walker Career Center, where it's like the whole area is just
Indiana, number one meth lab in the country. So you guys got to create that. That
we got auto shop. You want to be a nurse. You do clinicals from the high school. We one of the top high schools in the nation, so it's probably a different standard. But I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah, I mean you're one of the top high schools in the state with no people. So yeah.
In the nation, no. You can look it up. In the nation, one of the top schools in the nation.
Yeah. So I mean, Warren Central is really like you come out here and get beat by 80 by 10 teams.
Like do your research.
No, seriously.
No. Like you've been a long no. You being a long time coach.
By 80 please
look up please look up the 4P.
I know who you are.
Look up the 4P, the Darren Evans, the Dexter Taylors.
You don't have them all on the same team.
No, they were on the same team.
I know. Yeah. I'm talking about on a
my senior year, I had 15. We had 15 D1, JB.
Modern day has 30 a year.
Whole front four, JB. D1, backups D1, linebackers D1, safety D1, quarter like
all the years, dog. Come on.
We're not talking about D2. No, I'm talking about these same team.
Who makes the NFL same team? Oh, Long Beach Poly. Sorry, where they at? Oh, Long Beach. Oh, where?
You're in California. It's the biggest state, of course. It's the numbers. It's the numbers. It's the numbers, JB.
Anyway, let's move on.
Lord have mercy, JB.
You got to make meth somewhere.
Come on, homie.
Indiana makes it. And then
shout out to Dub C, Warren Central. We know what it is.
After Indiana, when you leave, you go to Kansas, and then the meth gets made in Indiana. You travel west, you hit Kansas, and you drop it off in Kansas.
Desmond Tardy, thank you, Joseph Swan. That's my guy. Look him up. That's all I'm gonna say. The people hear Indiana and they just think, oh, this shit. Look up what I'm saying. I'm throwing out facts.
I don't think Warren Central would beat one team in the Trinity.
Jeremy Swift.
Seriously, I'm not lying.
Look up Jeremy Swift, y'all.
No, I get all that.
He was a part of that Gator team with Tebow and all those cats. Getting recruited out of Indiana at that time, going to Florida. You know type of cold beast you gotta be.
Get like what's going on. Like we can all pick players that played at our schools. I'm talking about.
Thank you, the Wayne lead off 06.
I'm talking about a year.
I'm talking about same team though. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're not understanding. You're not understanding the depth.
You would not be one team in the Trinity League, but
I don't know what the Trinity League is.
That's the league modern day and Bosco's in.
Yeah, we're in the mix.
You would never.
People always say that. I hate people say people be so big on their school, and I get it. Listen, we all got pride. I got pride, obviously, in my team.
I don't have pride
but this whole you could never be like, come on, bro. That lets me know that you guys haven't done your research, and you're just hearing Indiana, and you're just going off and just saying that. So it's okay.
I'm neutral.
It's okay.
Real quick before we move on to it, Smitty says so.
Yes.
Can I talk about Jonathan Owens?
Let's do it. Shout out to Jonathan Owens, good dude too.
Jonathan Owens, he got time off.
NFL player, by the way, for you guys who don't know. DB. This is awesome. The Bears are giving DB Jonathan Owens time off from training camp to go watch and support his wife, Simone Biles, one of the greatest athletes in modern history of all time, multiple-time gold medalist, perform at the Olympics in Paris.
Oh, my God.
Now, listen, man. Kind of indifferent on this. I think, it's camp, right?
Thank you, Bailey.
This is training camp, right?
You keep saying this.
This is training camp. So training camp. This is when this is when the nitty gritty gets going.
When did you get better?
Jonathan Owens should be
become a team?
at training camp. I will agree. Training camp is the real deal time. Training camp.
Can you answer that question though? When did you and all the teams you played on in your life? When did you guys bond and get better as a team? When did you become a cohesive unit?
Throughout the year.
No, you did. No, come on, stop, Smitty. Stop making shit up for your narrative. You didn't get better throughout the year. You didn't team bond throughout the year while you're playing, get ready to play fucking Eastern Illinois.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry. I mean like off season. No, seriously,
okay,
like off season. Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Champions are built in the off season.
Yes, sir.
So you keep defending this thing about it's
don't compare. Hold on, don't compare the Aaron Rodgers thing to it.
It's off season, y'all. Aaron Rodgers didn't need to show up to mandatory minicamp. He was there in non-mandatory. It's off season, y'all. You keep saying this, homie. You wonder why we have a shitty product.
This is training camp. This is different. This is not the same thing as Aaron Rodgers. This is the nitty gritty. We got pads on. We in it. Minicamp, that's bullshit. Minicamp is bullshit. This is the real deal. But listen, man. Am I supposed to? What you want from me, JB? You want me to go in here? Jonathan Owens, you're soft.
Give us your take.
You're weak. This is bullshit.
That's what the yin and yang is about. I expected you to be different than my take. I'm just saying, I want to know, get your honest take. First of all, I don't like the Biles girl. She's.
What you mean you don't like Simone?
I'm talking about off the thing. I don't know what she does. I don't watch her. I don't watch the sport.
Hold on. You don't know what she does?
No. Gymnastics, right?
Okay, so you do know. So stop lying.
Yeah.
You be lying on this show.
No, I'm not lying. I'm just saying I never saw her.
My real opinion, I think Jonathan Owens should
do tumble.
Jonathan Owens should be. She do a lot of the gymnastics events. She's like the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
But she said some dumbass shit in Houston, and she did a parade that I was like, oh, I'm done with her. So go ahead.
JB, hold on. Before we move on, we come on this show, and we always preach that it's okay to have different opinions and different beliefs, and we can still respect each other and move on. But you, again, that's why I call you a walking contradiction, because you say that when people agree to you. As soon as someone has a different opinion about a political stance or LGBTQ or whatever the case may be, if they're on the opposition, fuck them. I don't care about them. They're stupid. They're dumb. And it's like, you don't even know this woman at all. So you haven't had a chance to meet her, shake her hand, none of that.
Court thing. I said off her platform.
So it's one thing that she said right. It's one thing she said that you don't like, watch her. And now like you offer.
Yeah, because not my sport.
So now I can't bring her on the show as a guest now.
You can.
No, but I can't now because you're my co-host.
But you can have her on with you.
On my separate shit, but I'm saying on this show, I'm saying on the Coach JB show, Big Smitty.
On the Coach JB
if I got connected, I said, "Hey, Simone, how you doing?" He was saying, "I want to get you on the Coach JB show." Oh, Coach JB, that white guy who was talking shit about me. Oh no, thank you. It's a wrap. So I'm saying you don't even know this woman yet. No, she might be a great woman though, JB. You missing the point. You missing the point, JB. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. Anyway, I don't mind Jonathan. Jonathan Owens should be at camp. You got me all fucked up now. Jonathan Owens should be at camp. But I understand him wanting to support his wife at the Olympics. It happens once every 4 years.
Show to talk about though? Seriously.
Her being the greatest of all time.
Of what?
In a sport, period. That's the conversation. The preparation it takes, the discipline it takes to become the greatest of all time in anything. If we become the greatest podcast of all time, we become the greatest fucking whatever of all time, I want to know how. Because it's a different mindset to become the GOAT. I want to talk to Brady. I want to talk to Jordan. I want to talk to Serena. I want to talk to Simone. I want to talk to Michael Phelps. When you're the greatest at what you do, there's a different type of mindset, I think, that you have compared to the rest of us everyday folks.
It is. I tell you, Gino Ariam was my favorite coach.
Come on now. Let's bring up. Exactly. So that's what I would want to talk to her about.
But I'm saying, yeah.
The greatest, Belichick.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I have no interest in her myself. You know what I mean?
Give me your take on Jonathan Owens. Give me your take on Jonathan Owens. She's married, so you wouldn't hit anyway. She wouldn't want you anyway. You're a white man.
So married people don't cheat.
You're a white man. She like brothers. She like that. What's your take on Jonathan Owens before our next segment, JB?
I would have said no. I can't come, sweetie. It's football season now. It's time to go. You have your season. I got mine. It coincides. You know, I got to get my thing because I want to be the best player. So you can call your husband the best DB. So I got to go get mine. And I got to be there for my brothers. You know, I see you at home tonight or whenever you get back from wherever, Beijing or whatever. I get it. But no, I can't leave my brothers right now. But today in the jersey swap era, it's expected, homie. And it's almost like beating a dead horse. So It is what it is. Let's move on.
We agree. He should be at camp. Like if you listen to all my actual take, he should be at camp. It just there's not a lot of meat to the bones on this topic, so I just don't really know where else to really go. It just ain't really too much.
Exactly. That's why we wouldn't have her on the show. But you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Smitty says so time. Let's take us to a commercial break for 1 second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is time for Smitty Said So. And today I want to highlight Quincy Wilson, the 16-year-old track star who announced that he will be going to compete in Paris in the 4x400 relay with Team USA, making him the youngest American male track athlete to ever do so. And listen, as impressed as I am about his on-the-track accolades, I'm even more impressed by how he carries himself. If you haven't had the chance to watch or listen to this young man speak, then make sure you do so. He's mature beyond his years. He acknowledges and respects the greats and OGs before him, and he's passionate about his faith. He wears it on his sleeve. Shout out to his parents, Monique and Rory Wilson, for raising an amazing young man. Listen, y'all, great parents are necessary. Two-parent households are important. Kids are the future, and how you raise them now will determine the growth or the downfall of our country. So remember that. And I just wanted to make sure that I take the time to highlight this great young man. Continue to do what you do, Quincy. Continue to shed light on the importance of being raised the right way, on being a great young man, on speaking well, and truly motivating your generation and even some of the older cats like myself, that whatever dream or goal you have is not too big. You're 16 years old. I'm sure a lot of people, looked at you like, Olympics? Man, that sounds crazy. But nah, Quincy, you looked yourself in the mirror and you told yourself that you could do it. And now the time is here. So shout out to you, Quincy, for doing something we've never seen before. I'm going to be in your corner rooting for you. The entire country's going to be behind you, and we wish you nothing but the best. And remember, everybody who's tuning in right now, if you have not listened to this young man speak, be sure to go do so. And if you don't believe anything I just said, then guess what? I don't really care, because everything I say is a fact, because Smitty said so. Quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back. I think Steve Kim was right around the corner.
What time did we start the show 4 years ago? What time were we doing it? How long? 4 years ago? I don't know.
It's pandemic. It was.
It was before COVID, homie. What do you mean? COVID had shit yet, homie. Hey, look at that. What are you saying? I was 16 years old, right? I lost 30 pounds. People saw that shit hard. Like this.
That's my boss, baby.
That motherfucker was dead on me.
That motherfucker is my boss, baby.
That motherfucker head was loose.
Hey, look. In climbing.
Hey, real shit, I got this picture here.
That was another name, too. That was a cat picture. That was a cat picture. I got mine. It's all day. What's going on? Y'all just made me a Big Smitty, man. We got JB in the building. My man Spree. Roy in behind the ones and twos with the camera. And welcome to the Coach JB Show, Big Smitty live in the fucking cigar lounge. What you doing, JB? What you got going on?
Drinks, cause I'm like a bitch in this motherfucker.
JB ain't got no AEs, y'all. He been talking about this all week. I got all the lows and all the AEs. There ain't not that AE in here. Come on now.
It's been on slow. I can't wear this on the shirt. You know what I'm saying? My man blows to be out there on it.
Big Smitty, Trail.
Shit.
JD.
I lived the wrong end, y'all.
We turned up, y'all. It's all good. Players fuck up. I licked the wrong, I cut the wrong side.
Ah, damn, this motherfucker's drunk already.
I just smoked other cigars. I've never done this before in my life. I'm
nervous.
I don't know why this shit ain't hit.
You're nervous.
Wow.
No, take that off. Because you don't smoke it that way. Throw that out.
I can't wait till the cigar.
Now I got 3,000 cigars to this motherfucker. I'm the guy that has to do everything around the moment. I'm carrying the whole fucking squad. Ah.
I got it right now. I like this side though, JB.
Yeah.
Yeah. 50 can't hit the big boy. Everybody stop playing with me. I don't smoke like that though. Everybody know that. I ain't married, homie. Hold up, it makes sense. I am not married. How you at?
You are.
How you gonna leave her on me?
Because I'm not married.
You fuck everything.
Yeah, you do.
Short, S-tier motherfucking D.
Short, fat, skinny, and tall. Short, fat, skinny, and tall. I fuck them all. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, you did get hot before that video after that.
That happened.
I own the two. Yeah. Can you reshare the story though? Everybody needs
Everything with him.
Reshare the story, please, about the.
I mean, I'm trying to take this motherfucker to his house, and for 3 hours, we could not make a right turn. So we kept making a left-hand turn on everything.
It's only like 3 hours, but it's at least like 30 minutes.
Right.
Let's go.
It was a long time.
Motherfucker, all we can do is laugh, homie.
Smitty, I'm gonna tell you right now, his front door was where that TV is.
Right.
And this is the street. And you're in the right side passenger.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I'm driving where he is.
One-way street.
You're straight. Alright?
Right.
He's me, you're him.
Yeah.
That's his
I
door.
knew you.
That's his door.
One-way street. Right here.
It's a one-way street.
Right.
We driving right here.
Yeah.
We do not stop to get out and go in that door. He kept going and making a left and getting out on the main street and kept going all the way around the block.
Y'all saw the house.
Saw the house. His door's right there.
He couldn't see me stop after he motherfucker kept hitting.
Y'all never stopped the switch and you driving to the
He
hill.
could drive, homie. So he looked at me. I looked at him. His motherfucking eyes, his blood top red, and his head starts falling back on the seat. He couldn't even hold his motherfucking head up.
I wouldn't hire you till the motherfucker said.
Yeah.
He said,
no, first of all, we ate 2 gallons of Baskin Robbins, homie.
No.
Gallons.
At first, we had the chocolate chip cookies.
That's what that's what the weed was.
We dropped this girl off at work. She had a bag of chocolate chip cookies. We don't smoke.
Drop off at work.
I'm like, yeah, you know I love chocolate chip cookies, don't I? Man, give me that shit. That shit ain't gonna do nothing.
Pretty tell me that I only fucked the strippers, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
My baby mama.
JB fucked with a lot of bad bitches. I ain't gonna even front on that shit.
That was 30, 40 years ago.
He still, yeah.
Ah, man. Appreciate you, Bailey. Smitty said so.
Smitty said so. I guess he was flipping everybody off still. It is what it is. We got Steve Kim in the building here to start this second hour of the show. Steve, what up, Steve?
What
up? Good morning, guys. What's going on?
What up, man? Appreciate you. How was the weekend, man? Mario's house. You watched some good fights or no?
Well, there was one good fight. Let's see. The UFC was the UFC. It was pretty good. I guess that guy Pereira's really good.
Yeah, he's legit.
T. Ordinary Lopez kind of put me to sleep. Very monotonous. I don't think he looked like an elite fighter. But Bam Rodriguez, that's a guy that I've been high on. That's a guy about 6-7 years ago, Robert Garcia. I'm at his gym. And I said, hey, Rob, who's your best young fighter? Who do you like? He said, I got a kid, Bam Rodriguez. That guy right over there, a little southpaw. And just another sterling performance. And any pound-for-pound list that does not have the name Jesse Bam Rodriguez not on it, I do not take seriously. He dismantled Juan Francisco Estrada, and that is certainly a young man to keep an eye on. He's already becoming a pretty good draw, and I think he truly is an elite fighter.
Man, oh man.
Interesting. Man, well, we got people in the news that are making news for a reason. And you talked about this guy a lot of times. And I know you, Smitty, know him a lot better than me, but the Bill.
But speaking of Ryan Garcia, before we do kind of transition to some football, it was a video. I think Dana White had got asked during like a press conference, like his thoughts on about the Ryan Garcia situation. And he said he honestly believes, based upon conversations he's had with his team, that Ryan Garcia took a tainted supplement and blames the team around him for allowing this to happen. I think we got the video, Bailey. Is there sound with that?
You know what I mean? It's not my card. It's not my whatever. But I think that with all, I hate talking about drug testing, but with all of our knowledge that we have in the years that we've been drug testing, we believe the people who handle the drug testing that he had tainted, he took a tainted supplement, and that he did not cheat. And if
that's what
he had the right people around him and had the right, that wouldn't have happened.
So, I mean, I think that's kind of interesting in my opinion. I mean, Dana White has no fight in this at all. He doesn't really care either way. So for him to say that, I feel like there's I feel like he's telling his truth. Not saying it's the truth, but he's telling his truth. But what's your opinion on this?
His opinion doesn't matter. And they did ask him, to be fair. But here's the problem. Ryan Garcia's changed his story 5 times. First, I don't take supplements. I don't know what supplements are. I don't know what steroids are. I didn't take anything. I want to sue Victor Conte. It was Vada's fault. Well, guy named Scooter gave them to me. All right. He does not look like the most credible defendant.
Yeah, I agree. And I disagree with Smitty, Steve. And I want to ask your take. I disagree with Smitty on this Dana White take, because Dana White 1,000% has investment in this, because Ryan Garcia to the UFC is a bag maker. It's a money maker. It is a fan drawer. Like it behooves him to say that, in my opinion.
And coach, keep this in mind. The last thing Dana White wants is fights of his getting broken up because of drug testing.
Yes.
So when a situation comes up, he could always say, "Hey, listen, I'm consistent on this. I think it's contamination."
And you've had Oscar on your show many times, and Oscar Mario, and Oscar De La Hoya. Those two hate each other, don't they?
They absolutely detest each other, and quite frankly, it's Oscar's fault. For some reason, he has taken some shots at the UFC and Dana's a very blunt individual. Mario tried to broker peace one time, and I said, Mario, the way this turned out with Oscar not being able to be diplomatic on his end, I would never do it again. He said, Steve, I'm out of that business. He's not Henry Kissinger.
Because Mario's close with both, huh?
Yeah, and it put Mario in a very tough spot. But again, going back to that thing with Ryan Garcia, you have to understand there's strict liability, which means that in terms of the drug test, it does not matter how it got there. It got there. And the other thing is about the Osterin. It is not a quantitative test. It's not about how much is in there. If it's in there, it's in there. It's a violation. So you can keep using and bringing out the dog ate my homework card. It's not going to work. It didn't work. And I think I think they got off slightly easy. I personally would have gone 2 years. They expected 6 months, but I think everyone involved realized 6 months is really no penalty. So it is what it is. But I think Daniel's in a tough spot there, because if he throws him under the bus, here's the problem. He has to apply that same standard to his own athletes.
So there's no correlation, right? He can go and fight today in the UFC if he were so willing to do so?
I read somewhere. I don't think he can, because if he could, he would. Really? And let me just say something. If I'm the New York State Athletic Commission, if this guy tries to circumvent that penalty in any way, I would just say, you know what? We're not going to re-up your license. You have to be careful how you behave here.
And it would be stupid for him to go fight in the UFC, if I'm being honest. He would get destroyed. It's a whole nother
He'd get mangled.
Animal. He would get mangled quickly, within a minute. So it'd be kind of stupid.
He doesn't even have the body. I don't even know what.
He doesn't have any other.
I don't watch either, so I couldn't even tell you what fucking.
Nah, they'll take him down immediately, and he will get lost in 30 seconds. So yeah,
or he catches you.
He'll get his ass beat. Trust me, it's a whole other sport. It's a whole other game.
So why would it restrict them though? Is there some sort of licensing?
Yeah, basically it's combat sports. So. So
they go through the same licensing like Vegas and New York have to get licensed?
Yeah, basically the way it works is if you're suspended in one state, the other states, in terms of the ABC, the Association of Boxing Commissions, they will basically say, hey, look, we will uphold your suspension, because if not, you'd have 50 different rules. I mean, you'd have states and commissions that go rogue. So the bottom line is, if Ryan Garcia tries to do an end around here on this suspension, he may have to deal with more severe, harsh circumstances. So go ahead. I don't give a shit.
Hey, Steve, off topic real quick before we move on to some football. Last week I had you on. I was talking to Smitty about America's sports dying. And you were like, I think it's you said, I think the word you use is declining. Our soccer team last night lost.
Good.
They're eliminated. Our U.S. under-20 national team lost to fucking Austria after they lost to Japan. You still think they're declining or dying now?
No, they're declining. I'm glad when soccer loses so they don't overblow the story. Less soccer coverage, to me, the better. So I want them to lose every goddamn game, men and women. I hope they don't even make it to the qualifying rounds anymore. So that's great news to me.
Damn.
I mean, it is what it is.
I'm with you 1,000%. I could get
Yeah, I mean, we have to pretend like we care about.
I thought we was American. I thought we root for Team USA in every sport. I thought we want to win everything.
American sports, Steve, right?
But I'm saying we're representing Team USA, so I'm saying I thought we want us to win everything: swimming, lacrosse, fucking whatever we play, hopscotch, whatever's out there.
Yeah, but not soccer. I don't. I keep it real. I just like.
Steve, remember, Steve, Smitty's coming fresh off of a Marcellus Wiley pickleball tournament, so he thinks every fucking sport's relative now. So.
Pickleball is a good time, Steve.
Well, pickleball is actually gaining steam and momentum. So I don't,
Thank you.
But when it comes to soccer, the way it's shoved down our throat like we're supposed to care, I just don't. I mean, look, folks, we are a couple weeks to NFL and college training camps opening. Let's have some focus and discipline here. I don't need to be talking about a bunch of games that are 1-0. Okay, look, I'm an old guy. You're not going to get me to like soccer. You're not going to get me to care about soccer. It's like women's sports. I don't care. It is that they're allowed to do it. They have free will. I have free will not to give a chip. So,
Steve said, "Let's have focus and discipline."
I couldn't have said it better.
That's hilarious,
Steve. I couldn't have said it better. People in the chat are like, "It's the fastest growing sport." Yeah, where? Uruguay? Not here. Fuck, it's fastest.
They're talking about pickleball, not soccer. Pickleball is actually. Pickleball's
okay.
cool.
All right. I mean, pickleball. It is what it is.
I'm
Kind
not
of like
playing pickleball.
JB, I'm going to make you play pickleball now, chat. Me and you.
Hey, Steve, you know what, though? I would watch Marcellus and Smitty play pickleball over watching fucking WNBA. So, there you have it.
Yes, there'd be more athleticism with those two.
No doubt. At least a wide open layup would be a dunk. I fucking at least see a dunk in the wide open court.
You guys are hilarious. So, Steve, I want to go back real quick. Go out of order a little bit, JB and Bailey, if you don't mind. JB had a rant before you came on about this Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah.
Running back Ali Gordon, who got arrested for a DUI over the weekend. Steve, I know you had DM'd me this story, I think, the other day.
Yeah.
Gotta hear your take, man. Like, I mean, we keep hearing these stories, seems like every other month, whether it's NFL or college. These kids, these guys, young men, they keep getting DUIs. What's your thoughts on this one? He's a Heisman contestant, best running back in college, arguably. This shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't, and to JB's point, what he said earlier, unless he has a Barry Sanders 1988 type of season, I don't know how he's going to win that award now. Ollie was a guy that really for the first month of the season didn't do much last year, and then all of a sudden he just broke out the last 2/3. When I first saw him was against Kansas, and he just kept breaking away from people. Then he exploded onto the scene. I don't know what you could do about it. Based on that behavior, maybe he belongs at Georgia. Anyway, look, the question now is, what is Coach Gundy going to do? Because he is a central focus of that offense. There's going to be.
Do you think he's to suspend them? Do you see the kids even getting suspended anymore? Like, it's not like it used to be. Back in the day, you'd be on pins and needles.
For a DUI, I think you have to, just for the optics. Did
Jalen Carter even miss anything after that?
That was after his eligibility, though.
But he got drafted. He never missed a game.
But that's different, though. Again, that's not the Philadelphia Eagles' problem.
I get it.
That's the risk that they took.
No, I get it.
So I don't know what they're gonna do there. I mean, luckily nobody.
Steve, that's
got
just
hurt.
my point. Like in this whole bigger picture of things, like that's my point. Like he was afforded a pass by transitioning at the right time, from college to the NFL. He really didn't have to face any consequence other than what? Pay a little, restitution or something. Like, what did he really have to do? And someone lost a life. We continue to see this stuff happen. These kids don't give a shit about you, myself, Smitty, our kids, anything on these freeways and highways. And yet we continue to reward them with pay, with playing the game, with NIL, sponsorships. I just said at some point.
Well, I mean, look, here's the issue. Look, Ollie earned that money through his play. And he's probably one of those guys that does sell a good number of number 0 jerseys. So that NIL would actually apply to him under the old standard that we thought we were going to have.
Yeah.
In terms of his behavior, his behavior is his behavior. He's going to have to live with it. It's going to be a mark on him. When he goes to the combine, the teams are going to pick and probe. What is your behavior? What are you as a human being? And I don't know how much it's going to affect him. I mean, he's a very productive back. But it'll be interesting. Is Gundy going to hold him out?
I don't know. Because will he transfer? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you really can't discipline anybody anymore. Oh, I'm going to transfer then. And then the next coach that takes him and allows him to play is the problem. See, that's the problem. These coaches don't get on the same wavelength and say, you know what? If my kid's a shitbird and I boot him, don't take him. Let's start showing these cats that it's not just easy to move on because I did.
Coach, you talk about discipline, and I'm not saying what he did was wrong or right, but I remember it was the 2009 season opener. Chip Kelly's first game at Oregon. They get upset by Boise State. Oregon's offense just could not get going. It was very frustrating. And after the game, the teams were going to shake hands. One player kind of said something to LeGarrette Blount, and LeGarrette Blount became the Blunt bomber. Good right hand that Joe Louis would have been proud of. It was just a punch. I think he suspended him for 9 games because he didn't come back till I think the Oregon State week. So that's at least 2.5, 3 months. And that definitely impacted LeGarrette Blount because I think he went undrafted.
But they couldn't transfer, though. See, we've opened up Pandora's box.
No, I'm with you on that, but I don't think during the season he would have been able to play at another school, though. I mean, that really wiped out a good part. And I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but, I mean, I give Chip Kelly some credit because he basically told his best offensive player, you're out for basically the whole season. So,
and he was a JUCO transfer. Yeah, I think the times have just changed. I think it's just damn, man, we're getting these kids are damaged goods, and we're not correcting them at our institutions anymore. We're allowing them.
Right. I hear fans all the time preach about culture. Then the first time a good player for another school gets busted and gets in trouble, hey, we should take them.
Yeah,
right.
You're parroting culture on these spaces for hours at a time. My view was certain Miami fans wanted Cormani McClain back in the fold. And I said, wait a minute, do we believe in culture or not? Is it a hashtag? Is it a phrase that you put on a T-shirt? A thing that you put up on your weight room? You paint, or is it something you do? I said, he's a hard pass to me. So there is a hypocrisy involved. Ollie Gordon, I think, is going to stay in Stillwater. He's going to have to deal with the ramifications of it. And hopefully he learned a lesson.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. It's unbelievable times we're in. I'll tell you that. I'm curious to see because I don't know if the mullet is really that guy anyway. He's never been a guy that's really going to just stand on business.
Well, I know what he's going to say. He's only 20. He's not a man. Anyway, remember that one?
That's gonna be the excuse.
Hey, staying on the fighting side real quick before we go to football. Smitty, I know you have a Shaun Strickland who's a UFC. I don't watch UFC like that. I have a debate online with one of our great guests in the chat right here, San Diego Varsity Sports, that's in here, who we talk to on Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
He loves the UFC. He thinks Shaun Strickland will beat any fucking Navy SEAL's ass in the world. My brother's a Navy SEAL. I know all about it, and I think I tell him all the time he's wrong. What's your take on this Shaun Strickland? This is a former Navy SEAL. I don't know if people understand the difference between being in your house versus being in my house. I think there's a complete different misunderstanding. I don't agree Sean Strickland has a chance in hell in a dark alley with no gloves and no ring. That's just my opinion, because I know what Navy SEALs are. They are not going to listen to a ring ding ding. They're not going to listen to someone breaking it up. They're going to kill you. Like, I just think it's a whole nother ballgame. When we're in the ring with gloves on and a ring and a bell and all that, you're in their wheelhouse. I think it's two completely different worlds.
Only thing is, though, the rules change for both people, though, too. The reason why Sean Strickland and other UFC guys in the ring have to stop when a bell ring, because that's literally what they have to do. If he's in the alley, he knows that there's no bell. We were both fighting to kill. So that switch changes for him as well.
But MMA fighter, he's not a killer. The Navy SEAL is. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You don't understand. I don't understand why it's so hard to grasp the concept when I get out of a ring without a bell. That one guy is a trained killer. This other guy's not.
I think some of these guys, like,
I mean, they can kill you.
Can easily do it. Like,
but I'm saying their mentality.
I'm saying John Jones is one of those guys wired differently. I think he would kill you.
Yeah.
I think he would actually do it.
Because he can maybe hit you in a way that
I'm saying mentally. No, I'm saying mentally he's okay with it. Is what I'm saying.
But he doesn't wake up every morning and having to go out and actually kill people. Like, that's what I'm telling you is the difference. I don't know. What's your take on the UFC versus a UFC?
Well, I mean, in the UFC, there's still rules. You can't headbutt. You can't hit in the groin. So it's different. I'm just going to say that the rules of engagement are different. But, professional fighters are lethal weapons. But in a street fight, look, you better have some grappling ability, because once it gets off your feet, if you do not understand leverage and how to wrestle and grapple and do a little bit of jiu-jitsu, because guys can neutralize a lot of your skills, once you're in that, what they call like a sprawl, look, there's no referee. They don't break up clinches. They could just choke you out. It kind of depends. It depends what your discipline is. I think a lot of boxers, would be lost in an octagon, but they'd be okay in a fight until they got taken off their feet. MMA guys might be a little bit more versatile, but if they get hit on their feet by a guy that can really strike, they don't catch that well. So I don't know. It really depends.
Yeah,
I agree. Let's dive into your Miami Hurricanes, Steve. And I wanted to ask you a Matt Rule question before you get out of here, too, that we talked about earlier. But Miami Hurricanes offense is loaded. That's what everyone's saying. You agree to that? And why would you agree to that?
It better be Eric Cristobal. I've said it before. This is a year that he has to be Ed Orgeron in 2019 and let Shannon Dawson be Joe Brady and say, hey, we're scoring 45 points. I don't care about my beloved physicality. We're not here to establish the run game. We are here to establish 50 points a game. That's what we're going to try to do. We're not going to be stupid about it. But to be an elite college offense, I've looked this up finally, you have to be in the low to mid 40s to be in the top 5. Just to be in the low 30s, that makes you somewhat above average nowadays in modern day college football. And if Miami is the team that they think they are, and in one of the magazines that I'm going to really delve into as soon as I finish this book that I got to tell you about, maybe the greatest book I've ever read, but there's this one book that had Miami #1 in quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and offensive line in the ACC across the board in unit rankings. So, and a lot of people kind of feel that way. Miami's other strength is defensive line and specifically getting to the quarterback. But how do you get to the quarterback as a defensive lineman, Darnell? Have the ability to rush the passer. Yep. And if you go into every game, Darnell, if I could tell you, Darnell, in every game this year, we're going to be up by 3 scores going into the last 12 minutes, so you don't have to play the run. You don't have to. You could just pin your ears back. Don't even worry about the draw. We'll let them run the ball. But that means for a quarter, you're telling all your guys like Reuben Bain, hey, guys, we're not playing the run. No need to scrape. We're not two-gapping. Don't worry. Just stay in your rush angles once in a while. Stay in your lanes. That's how you play complementary football. But if you're going to play every game 20-17, but, God, we're running the time of possession, you're playing to lose the game. This is a test of Mario Cristobal's evolution as a coach this year, because this is the year he has to be more of a run-and-gun, up-tempo coach.
Would you say, like, how much pressure do you feel like is on him in terms of, like, a lot? Okay.
Not a hot seat. His job's not on the line. But Miami fans try to have it. Certain Miami fans try to have it both ways. They'll tell you how great their team is, and then you say, okay, what's their expectation? 9 wins would be good. Really. 9 wins with that schedule, guys, I would actually say that's underachievement. There is, I think the playoffs have to be the goal. I don't mean national titles. I get it. In a 12-team format, Miami should be able to knock on that door. We're in the ACC, guys. We're not in the SEC. We're not in the Big Ten. Say it with me, guys. We're in the ACC.
That is true.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I mean, shit. Who's their OC?
Shannon Dawson. Shannon took a lot of heat last year because Tyler Van Dyke got the yips. I looked at last year's schedule, and I got to review the games again. Miami didn't get blown out in any game. They really didn't. They played a lot of one-possession games. The Georgia Tech game is squarely on Cristobal. The Louisville game, the way Mario handled the end of the first half, really allowed Brom to kind of reset the momentum coming out of halftime. The Florida State game, I thought he got really conservative in the red zone because we had a freshman quarterback that we didn't trust. The bowl game, who cares? Nobody plays. Everyone opts out. That's not a big deal. But look, there is a phrase, and it's from Bill Parcells. You are what your record says you are. That is largely true. But I thought Miami left a couple of games on the table. In my view, we were better than the 7-6 record, but that's why Mario's taking some heat. That last year should have been a 9 or 10 win team, but they only won 7. And that's where Mario is getting some heat. And I'm glad he's getting heat. You're getting paid $8.5 million. There's some pressure on you, as there should be.
Steve, yesterday, Shaun and I broke down a Peyton Manning passing academy. And it was a deep outcut, 18 to 15, probably rounding out a deep outcut, working back towards the sideline. It wasn't a comeback, but it was probably a deep, kind of what we used to call a circus route type of cover 2 beating, deep outcut. We didn't see one quarterback. Here we go. Bailey found it, brought it up already. I didn't see one quarterback that ball's popping off.
Yeah.
Like the ball is not coming out. And these balls should not be thrown high, and they should be out. They should be waist high. Or at least right here, taking them out of bounds. This was a bad display from apparently the elite of the elite.
Well, Coach, I mean, look, this is the era of the shuttle screen, the smoke screen, the bubble screen. You know, so
Steve enjoys being at the Palooza every day, hearing me cuss out all these shit.
No, but it's the truth. Like when I see a lot of throws. Like even the number 1 quarterback this year, consensus is Carson Beck, right?
He looked horrible.
I can't lie to you. I don't see a special guy where I say, when I saw Matt Stafford spin the ball in college, I said, that guy's going to be a number 1 pick.
Even Will Levis. If Will Levis was out here throwing, we'd be like, oh, shit, he could spin it.
So Will Levis against cones and T-shirts is one of the greatest arms that ever lived.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I don't know, man. It's just a decline. Like, Shaun and I broke it down yesterday. It's like we're doing all this other shit instead of teaching the actual position, working on actual strengthening drills, different things. We get these kids out of high school that are really talented, and we see them and we go recruit them, but we don't really coach them and train them to be better quarterbacks moving forward.
No.
And we see this steady decline, man.
And, Coach, also, this is also the era of the pop pass.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot more shovel passes.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain guys. I mean, you look who your great quarterbacks that I've seen in college. You know, I go back to Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman could throw every intermediate pass. I've never seen a guy that can get on the back foot and that ball just gets out of like a rocket ship.
In person, I've never seen a ball come off someone's hand like Aikman. In person.
Michael Irvin once said that ball comes at you 100 miles per hour and stops and says, "Hey, catch me."
But here's the thing about the difference, though, between Aikman and a lot of other guys with big arms, like Warren Moon and Aikman and a couple guys were different. They threw the tightest spiral, also, which is easy to catch, but it was also a gift and a curse because it would fucking cut the webbing of your fingers. So wideouts hated it. Like I used to split webbings of receivers. Former receivers of mine that come on the show that played with me will tell you I used to split their webbing right here because the spiral. The speed of the actual torque of the ball is what splits your webbing. So you'd have a hole in your hand, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, What's that? And that happens all the time. Aaron Rodgers splits webbings all the time of people's fingers. People don't know this in the chat, but that's what happened. Aikman was doing that shit when I was in 7th, 8th grade. And I was like, holy shit, who's that? So it's interesting.
Another great arm was Carson Palmer. I mean, you want to talk about compact release where the ball came out like a cannon, but he could also touch the ball. And it took him 3 years to get going. He was undercoached, miscoached, and then my uncle Norm Chow came into his life, and then he became the #1 pick and a Heisman Trophy winner. But again, Coach, when you're asking guys to do a lot of rinky-dink stuff, and then all of a sudden you're saying, hey, make some real NFL throws, cross hash, cross the field.
The way, Steve.
They can't do it.
And, Steve, I talk about all the time. Yesterday I started the show off. I said, it takes 10,000 hours to perfect one thing. How are we going to be good and great at 7 things? You don't have enough time in a day. Like, are we going to work on RPO? Are we going to work on double and triple option? Like, what is the goal here? It's to get you to have longevity at the NFL level, which is the man's league, the ultimate level. I just think we're setting them for failure. Yes, before you get out of here, Steve, Smitty and I and Shaun debated a top red flag, so to speak, or a concern, if you will. And I brought up 10 of them, but I wanted to just show you my 5 if we have it. If not, I'll just talk about it. But like going into the NFL season this year, do you have any concerns? And it could be a fan favorite, it could be a fan base particularly, it could be a quarterback who got paid, it could be, I had Aaron Rodgers in the discussion, and I had Deshaun Watson in there, Kirk Cousins. Joe Burrow was my #1 concern. Joe Burrow is my single #1 concern because without Joe Burrow, I think the league takes a real deep dive at quarterback. And then you lost Aaron Rodgers last year on top of it. I think Joe Burrow's health is #1 concern of mine, Steve. The Buffalo Bills wideout core and how Josh handles it. Because is Josh Allen going to take the step, Steve, to supersede, maybe not supersede, but at least get in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes, who he's yet to beat in a big-time game with mediocre receivers now, without Diggs, without Gabe Davis? Can the Buffalo Bills wideout core show up for Josh Allen? Deshaun Watson's availability, Steve, like Sean King says, not only availability, but is his mindset clear enough to perform at a level that he used to be? And then the Cowboys contract with both head coach and Dak Prescott. And then I got the Dolphins offensive line because I don't believe Tua is that guy, and that's probably why they haven't paid him what everybody else is. I also had Trevor Lawrence in there as a concern, Steve, and if he's got a shit or get off the pot. And I also had Daniel Dimes in there. This is going to be a make or break year for him for everything. Where you at? Any concerns you have as far as, it don't matter whose fan base it is Caleb Williams in that discussion, and is AR5 in that discussion?
Well, those are young quarterbacks. I think an interesting story is Micah Parsons. There seems to be some grumbling with teammates. I think it was Malik Hooker said, hey, look, what's your focus?
Yeah.
And that podcast of his
messy, isn't it?
seems
how,
to
how
be.
do you feel about that?
It's getting messy over there in Dallas, isn't it?
I think, here's the thing, though. In the 90s, when the Cowboys were truly the Cowboys, a lot of guys had their version of a podcast. I mean, it wasn't just the star players. I read all the books. Like, even special teams guys would get their own radio shows. They'd get their own media hits, like Kenneth Gant. It wasn't just Troy Aikman.
Yeah, like Work Boot Wednesday with the kicker or whatever.
Right,
yeah.
and they'd get paid appearances to show up to things, or every week they'd do a radio spot. So it's nothing new. I actually think there's an issue with the rest of the defensive players. They want Micah Parsons to be a more complete football player. He's got to be able to play the run, be more of a 3-down player instead of a guy that could just rush the passer. And that playoff loss to Green Bay was embarrassing, how bad that whole defense was. But as the best guy on that team, or the guy that's given the most credit, there's some expectations there. And so I think that's an interesting story. Like, what is the dynamic in that room with the Dallas Cowboy defenders? And so, that's probably the one I would have put in there.
Yeah, it's Smitty's over here like, there's a huge difference. We radio shows were paid appearances for guys that weren't making this type of money. They didn't have their cell phone at their disposal to do a podcast or a live video. They had coaches shows been around for 70 years when it was old school microphone and dial up. So I understand that part of it, but this is a whole nother ballgame. Players weren't having beefs with guys doing their show and having it in there. And it just seems to me, and I'm just talking Cowboys particularly. We're not even going to get into this whole discussion about that. Smitty and I are just talking Cowboys in general. It's just getting messier and messier underneath the Jerry Jones regime, isn't it?
That's what he creates. I mean, I knew a staffer that was very close, and he was Michael Irvin's right-hand guy. He would do a lot of the scouting for Michael, and I'll just leave it at that. But he was also around the Cowboys a lot. And he said there was 3-4 times a year. He goes, Steve, I've never seen grown men run into their office and hide under a desk when Jimmy would get into it with Jerry. And it was all about, why are you interfering? Why are you allowing this? Why? And he said, Steve, I'll never forget, Jimmy came into the office one day, and that whole office, you would have thought that there was a hurricane because people were running into their offices, closing the doors, getting under their desks because Jimmy hated it. Jimmy hated the bullshit. And I guarantee you, Jimmy would have an issue today with Micah Parsons having a full-blown show like that. Because you're right, it's different than doing a 20-minute interview once a week. But when you're doing a full-blown show and you're giving all these opinions part of the show, it becomes an issue. Football coaches like control. They like structure. And I kind of agree. I don't believe in players coaches. I think those are the Larry Cokers of the world. They're too nice. They're too soft. If I hear about a coach, what do you like about him as a coach? Well, he's a nice guy. I'd be like, yeah, off my list. Sorry. Now, if I hear he's an asshole, but he wins, I'd be like, tell me more.
Hey, Steve, I know you don't watch NBA, but does anybody want to play with LeBron James? Or is that
No. Not anyone that has leverage. Not anyone that has leverage.
Kind of my point. It was Smitty earlier. We were arguing this. Not arguing. I don't see, like, there's some players that have passed by there that we would think you could get in LA, but it's either that. I brought up this thing that Smitty and Shaun King's welcome in. Shaun, he can chime in. It's not only our taxes here, Steve, but California, let's be honest, has turned into a shithole. How many people really want to send their kids to USC or UCLA? Number one, and how many grown-ups who want to spend all their tax dollars in this state and possibly get robbed, get your shit stolen, killed? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, LA may not be the number one destination anymore. Like,
well, if you're talking about all that, who'd want to play at Golden State Warriors near Oakland?
And that's my point. That's why Clay might have been like, Dallas looks good right now. I'd rather deal with the Hurricane.
Issue. I don't think this is being talked about because Jeannie Buss is a female, so no one's going to write about it honestly. But she is Freda Buss. She's Freda Corleone. She is not a good owner. She's not a good leader. And there is a perception that LeBron in Clutch Sports is really running the ship. So players that have real options and leverage, they may bypass the Lakers. And it's a glamour franchise. It's iconic, but it's not a well-run franchise at this point. So I think the Lakers have to realize that what they are stuck with is what they created.
Hey, Shaun, before you get out of here, go ahead, Shaun.
I think it's a moot point if they end up getting DeMar DeRozan, who is from L.A., has never gotten a chance to go back to L.A. A lot of times, that's an enticement for guys who are from California. Kawhi Leonard, I think Paul George is from California, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Westbrook, Hard, all of them.
Yeah, the whole team's from Compton, bro. That whole damn team.
So DeMar DeRozan, I guess, opted out with Chicago. If he comes, it's a moot point. But I think the thing nobody's talking about, maybe Klay Thompson chose Jason Kidd over J.J. Redick.
I
maybe
said it.
Paul George chose Nick Nurse over J.J. Redick. Like, those guys don't have rings.
I agree.
Well, Klay does. My bad. Klay doesn't have one outside of the Golden State aura. If he wins one outside of Golden State, now his legacy changes in a positive way. So maybe that's what it's about.
That's a hell of a point, too, in this. Focusing more specifically on Klay, you got to think, like, Klay actually competed against JJ. JJ was on the Clippers, when the Clippers was, I think, the Chip City, the DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, those years. So, like, that's actually a hell of a point when you think about it. Like, I'm not going to play for this guy who I was literally competing against and talking shit to on the basketball court a few years ago, and now he's my head coach telling me what plays to run. That is an interesting dynamic.
Jay Earn, you're wrong. Kawhi Leonard and his dad and his whole family's from Compton. I grew up with his father. His father has a very horrific accident at a gas station that I happened to be there for. So trust me, they moved to Riverside after the Compton debacle. Go do your research better, Jay Earn. I know you like talking shit when you really don't know shit about shit. Hey, real quick, Steve, before you get out of here, real quick, MMA, UFC kind of fighter.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
Hell no.
That's what we said, but that's why it might be his only avenue.
There's no active boxer that can be successful in mixed martial arts.
Thank you.
It's a completely different kind of combat sport. Just like I don't think there's a UFC fighter alive that would go to boxing and be an elite boxer. There might be some guys that might be competitive. Like maybe Shaun O'Malley comes to mind because of the weight he would be at. But none of those guys don't go over there and be as dominant as they are in the other sport.
The only guy that I think has a shot because he does grapple, and his son's a really good wrestler. And I've seen some footage of him actually sprawling, Terrence Crawford.
Right, and I've been around Crawford.
Some of these guys from Uzbekistan, because they train all sorts of things, Israel Madrimov. Alexander Usyk was explaining to Mario off the air that he did a lot of martial arts and mixed martial arts. They actually do a lot of cross-training. You have to have some cross-training, because I'm just telling you, boxers are good at striking. That's a fancy way of saying punching. Once they get off their feet, unless they understand wrestling concepts, which Crawford does. Gennady Golovkin, I've actually seen him take down like big men. Like he has unbelievable natural body strength in his core, so he'd be okay. But most boxers, you're right, Shaun, all they know is stand up.
Here's the part boxers
stand up. They know one thing.
Here's the part boxers, and I think they should ban this from mixed martial arts, UFC particularly. The kicking part is going to overcome all of them. That damn, they can kick you in your legs, man. That's in
the whole fight, Shaun.
If you kick somebody, Steve, the fight's over. It's an automatic brawl. Like that's like illegal in street fighting.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. In the hood, man, let a joker start kicking.
Well, I mean, it's a fight. You're not getting tea with the guy. I mean, it's either you or
like
me.
A bar fight, I agree. A bar fight, like I think, Shaun, back in our day, it was.
Right.
Like
you can't
nowadays,
hands up, no wrestling, hands up.
Nowadays, though, Shaun, Steve, these kids are fucking crying, scrapping, kicking.
Well, no, but wait a minute. If you get into a fight, no one actually shakes hands. Hey, guys, we're doing Marquise of Queensberry rules here. It's a fight.
Dude, if I
Anything
get in a
could
fight
happen.
and the joker go to kicking me in the shin like they're doing in the UFC, oh, it's over with. I'm
Well,
grabbing
why are you being prejudiced against Thai people? Thai people should be allowed to fight.
It's
That's
not
part
a
of their
learned-
culture.
It's not a learned trait in the hood. Kicking or defending kicks.
It is in
Not something
Bangkok,
taught.
Thailand.
So
Why
maybe
take it away from the little crouching tigers?
It might be a cultural issue. It depends on location, Shaun. It depends on where, who's fighting,
Hey,
etc.
Smitty, by the way, did I say Bam Bam was gonna win by knockout?
You did say that.
Bam
You did
Bam
say that.
Rodriguez. If you don't know him, JB, I'm telling you, he's the next one.
Hey, Steve, when's the next big fight?
Next
Well, I mean,
weekend.
there's fights this weekend. There's
Shakur
Shakur
fights the
Stevenson.
weekend.
You know,
It's a big fight for Shakur.
Yes, as well as his last fight for top rank. And then William Zepeda, one of the most exciting lightweights in the world. I'll be out there. That's in Ontario. He's the #1 contender, I think, in all 4 sanctioning bodies. I'll be out there watching him. I think he's one of the more entertaining fighters in the world today. Next big fight is August 3rd. That's the fight out there at BMO Stadium with Terrence Crawford and Israel Madrimov.
Zepeda don't want no smoke.
He may not, but Zepeda's a good fighter. But hopefully Shakur doesn't put all of America to sleep this time.
That's why I said it's a big fight for Shakur. He's about to be a free agent. He said he only had one hand against Edwin De Los Santos. That's why he fought like that. This is an important fight for him, not just to win, but to be spectacular.
Well, he's fighting the guy that lost to Frank Martin. He's fighting a guy coming off a loss. So Shakur, if this
I think the guy beat Frank Martin, but the judges saw differently. By the way, how bad is boxing? I don't know if y'all watched the Bam Bam Rodriguez fight. They showed the scorecards. He was only up on one scorecard. That is unbelievable.
Estrada in the WBC, shady. Very shady.
Unbelievable.
Because Estrada did not beat Chocolatito in that rematch. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway,
Hey,
guys,
Steve, we gotta do a football palooza soon because we're
it's
I think we're eight weeks away, Steve.
What was that movie? What was that movie you just did right there, JB?
That's the little shake when I.
Hey,
cooked,
by the way, guys, recommendation for all your listeners: if you want to read a good book, there's a book called "Bringing the Heat." It's about the 1992 Philadelphia Eagles, written by Mark Bowden. He is the author of Black Hawk Down. It might be among the Mount Rushmore of books I've ever read. It was recommended by Ernie Adams, who's the right-hand man of Bill Belichick, who said on the Edelman podcast, if you want to know what it's like to be in a football locker room, in a football building, on a pro football team, read that book. Mark Bowden got down and dirty.
Was that Rich Kotite team?
Yes, and he gets into it about Coach Uptight. He gets into it about the death of Jerome Brown, how it impacted the team. He even got into the guys who had girlfriends and how it impacted, like the players' wives beat up on a girlfriend at a game. He gave I was like, wow. He talked about the wives running in on the guys. He talked about, I was like, this is the greatest book ever. I don't want it to end. I'm tearing through it. And one of the greatest lines I've ever read, he said, Reggie White is a man of spirituality. He's a Christian. And he says, Seth Joyner has the spirituality of a hand grenade. I was like, wow. The spirituality. What
Bruce
a great
Walker,
line.
Bruce Walker, rest in peace. Legendary Compton.
He was on that team. He was drafted on that team.
He was drafted on that team. Yeah, to UCLA. Terry Donahue picked him up in Compton at the house to go play against University of Miami in the game because he didn't want to go to the airport.
Bruce Walker then got cut that same year. That's
Got cut.
unbearable.
By the way, Bruce Walker was a running back in high school.
That year, it was him and Bruce Walker were the two best defensive players in Southern California coming
And
out.
then Marcellus Wiley came after him and followed Bruce Walker's footsteps because he wanted to be like Bruce and be a big body guy that could play running back. And Marcellus played running back at St. Monica. So
Yeah, so I'm just going to leave you with this. Bringing the Heat by Mark Bowden. If you like getting into good books and you like football, get that one.
Bringing the heat. Appreciate you, Steve, man, because you bring it every single Tuesday and Thursday. Steve, we appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. See you later, Shaun.
Happy 4th, man.
Yeah, 4th of July. 4th of July this weekend. What are you doing, Shaun?
JB, all I'm going to say before we get off this book thing, it's a reason that RG3 book never came out.
Oh, I already know why. You want to go ahead and tell everybody.
Yeah, Steve acted like he was surprised. That's light work.
Oh, trust me, there's a reason why RG3 got a job at ESPN so damn quick and was on everything.
He was a bribe, I think, because, man.
Look, it was a bribe like a mother. Hey, you know who knows about it?
RG3, he'd have came out with
Hey,
that book.
there's someone that comes on this show that knows inside information, and he'll be on our show tomorrow, Tank Johnson.
Okay.
He's got some information on that book story about RG3.
I want to know what's going on. I don't know anything about the book story.
There's a lot going on. I know a lot about it, too.
Remember,
Shaun,
RG3 was about to write a book about his tenure with the Red.
Nah, he was writing it about Shaun. It was more particular than that. It was Daniel Snyder focused. Yeah. And Daniel Snyder said, no. Here you go. I'll get you on ESPN and you go away. And that book don't drop. And you know who called it out first, right? Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp came out and said it.
As a man, and I'm going to say this to everybody that's listening, that's in the chat. The most American thing in America is an NFL locker room.
Oh,
that's all
no
I'm
doubt.
saying.
The most intimate setting in the world. I've been saying that forever.
The realest, too. You get everything in there.
Anything,
good, bad.
Anything that you can imagine has happened.
Yep. Nowadays, though, I don't think it's the same because the coach can't walk in there and bullshit with the players anymore in a way we used to, talk about, titty bars and, certain other words that we would use. Nowadays, you got to look around this motherfucker like, oh, shit, is there a motherfucking, Nazip in this motherfucker?
I think it used to be a rule. Whatever happened in the locker room stayed in the locker room. And if you violated that, I mean, you got your ass whooped. And I'm talking about, like, ass whooped.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's too many Gen Zs in locker rooms now. Like, they'll go snitching.
To be called Nazip.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily called Nazip. I'm talking about.
Damn, that's what he said.
Yeah, I ain't talking about Carl.
I didn't know what he was saying this whole time. Now I just heard it. What the fuck?
JB crazy.
You see what I gotta deal with, Shaun, every day. Like he say stuff that's just unnecessary. There was no reason. We could have that same exact conversation and dialogue we had. Great discussion, great point, without saying that. What do you gotta do with it?
Good player. He was a good player.
But what do you mean by that though? There's too many of him in there. What does that mean?
He played on the other side of Max Crosby, homie.
Hey, Smitty. He like the dudes in Vancouver after they beat up Rick Ross security. They didn't have to say every day I'm hustling.
Right, like that was unnecessary. That That was uncalled for. And by the way, I'm glad you brought it up because we're gonna bring it up on this show. Rick Ross, you make stupid conversations. You make that. You make stupid decisions. Stupid actions happen. Don't go to Drake's backyard. You might think Drake is soft and all that. All right, cool. Whatever your opinion is, that's your opinion. He's the king in Canada. You gonna go to Canada and play the biggest diss record out right now in his backyard and think that fans and people who really love him ain't gonna go out here and check you? Come on, bro. Like, that's stupid.
Here's what I don't understand. Why was he traveling so light? Like, that just was overconfidence.
Well, or you have the worst security team of all time.
Right.
Big dude got beat up so bad, Shaun. You see the big fella, this big security guard?
No, that was security. That was the DJ hurt.
No, that's
big
security.
Security.
I heard the security was the other big dude.
No, the dude that got knocked out, I think, was the DJ. Though. They couldn't.
Yeah.
Knocked out was the DJ with the big.
Knocked out was DJ.
That too.
No. There's a big dude got stumped and beat up, and he was wobbly.
Up, right?
But there was a dude that got literally at the end knocked out cold. They picked him up by his legs and arms. I got you in the video. Like sleep. Like I thought he was dead. Like the girl came up to him, hey man.
Hey, when did security start wearing glasses?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. It's like that's how Biggie got smoked. You don't have the talent sitting in the front seat, Shaun.
Yeah,
that's how Biggie got smoked.
Did you see the Rick Ross backpedaling out the thing, looking left and right?
Well, Smitty, here's the thing that I don't understand. They ran up on Rick Ross, and the security came from the back somewhere.
I know.
Like they weren't even with him.
I know.
Like, how could you go to Canada after everything that just transpired with Drake? Even if it wasn't Drake that was the one behind this, how could you go to his country and be traveling like laissez-fly like that? Like it's all good.
But no way. When because I'm gonna have the real Freeway who has a lot of raised me a lot for a long time. He's gonna come in studio. He's gonna come in studio in here. He's gonna come in live in here. And he has stories about that Rick Ross that stole his name, obviously. But he's going to tell you about a lot of shit that's like, this motherfucker wasn't nobody. He was a snitch in jail as a goddamn correction officer. And now all of a sudden you want to play gangster. Go ahead, homie.
Yeah, I'm from Florida. So I ain't going to talk about Ross. I'm just trying to figure out why they was traveling so light. See, JB always wants you to be in the middle of confusion. Like, I spent half my time on the show having to come back. Like, JB little fucking shots that he be throwing at people.
Shaun, I be the same way, bro. It be people I've been cool with for a while. I'm like, damn, like I don't even know if I can even really like we cool now.
Shaun said what he said. From Florida.
But he had to say that though.
That's what I'm saying.
He had to say that. Like he had to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm defending the real Freeway Rick who raised me. So
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of both of them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. BPS.
Yeah.
Let's dive into
this show is fucking crazy.
Let's dive into some football in Tulane. We got some Tulane topics, Shaun.
Real quick though, before we talk, like not to be offensive or anything, Shaun, but like when you played Tulane, did you feel like that was like real football? Because I know you guys are kind of like a lower level D1. You guys haven't really done anything like in a long time. Did you feel like it was a real Division I program, or like how'd that feel?
What do you mean, Ball State?
For context, I asked Smitty the other day because the MAC. And I think it was great marketing. They took advantage of a vacuum that was available for televised college football games. They said, we're willing to play a MLB schedule. We will play on your Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday slate of games during the season. So I had to ask Smitty, if you were watching college football every Saturday, but you were in college playing college football, did it even feel like you was playing college football?
Right.
And he got really offended.
Yeah. He's trying to get back
so
at you.
So now he's taking shots now. Unnecessary shots.
It's like
ain't necessary.
It's crazy.
Chirp, baby. Balls play.
Is that not a fair question? If you play every Tuesday, that means you're doing what on Saturday? You watching everybody else play.
But you're overblowing it. We don't play every Tuesday. You act like we got a 12-game weekday schedule. Motherfuckers, 9 Saturday games and 3 weekday games. That's why I have to bring disrespect. That's why you laughing right now. If you play every Tuesday, black people always want to overdo the shit. Like,
see, Shaun,
I'm damn near there, but you hour away. You ain't almost there. You hour away.
As the white boy on the outside, he brought up black people. I would be like, well, you just committed black on black crime, homie. Like you went at it, you committed black on black crime. What are you doing, Smitty? Hey, Shaun, we got some Tulane news and football in the news, and Running back. I don't know if it's Maki or Maki.
Makai Hughes. Come on, bro.
That's not how you spell Makai, but all right. Makai Hughes is top 10 in rushing yards and running backs returning. But how many games will Tulane win with Willie Fritz gone to Houston? I know Tulane is a fun environment, smaller stadium. You know, I know you probably know this, but I got to go to the Benson's house, the owner of the Saints. He lives right behind the stadium, right behind Tulane Stadium. So Willie took us over there one night, and we got to hang out at their big ass house right behind the stadium there. But it's a smaller, like intimate stadium. Obviously, was that the same stadium you played in, or they upgraded it?
No, we played where the Saints play. It was
okay. That's right.
back
Okay.
then.
Now they have their own on campus.
Yeah, now I think it's something else.
Now it's on campus, right there. Oh.
They built that, I want to say, maybe 10 years ago.
Okay, so yeah. So about as long as Willie been there. Yeah, they came right after Willie, or right before Willie got there, I think. So, where you at with them losing Willie and what they've done with the hire and what they've done? Where you at with them? And a pretty damn good group of it's the best group of 5 conference in football. There's no doubt about it. And now some of those guys left, obviously, and went to a Power 5 conference. But Tulane's still in the elite of the elite in group of 5. Where you at with Willie's departure?
I thought Fritz did a great job. Hat tip to Tulane for showing patience with Willie Fritz. A lot of people don't know this. Like, they went – it might have been Fritz's, like, 4th or 5th year at Tulane 3 years ago, and I think they went, like, 2 and something. And most ADs would have fired Fritz, but they showed patience. Then they came back and beat USC in the Cotton Bowl the year after and won the conference tournament. Then last year they were in the conference title game. So, of course, Fritz is at Houston now. John Summerall's a new head coach. So I'm very, like, balanced when I talk about my squad publicly because, of course, internally I want them to go undefeated with every game. But I don't want to put unfair expectations on Coach Summerall. I mean, a lot of talent has left that campus since that was there before he got there. Tyjae Spears, Quan Jackson, like the quarterback. You know, so I mean, it's a lot of players he got to replace. Now he's been doing a good job, but that schedule's not easy. South Florida will be much better. Memphis is always good. Non-cons with Kansas State and Oklahoma. So, to me, if we're a bowl team in Summerall's first year, I think that's a good season. Anything above that is just icing on the cake. Like, I try and be fair. I'm not going to put Fritz's accomplishments on Summerall's expectation list. You know what I mean?
Hey, Shaun, dive into that same topic and talk about the current landscape, how hard it is to replace a coach, even if you were on the staff, even if you, with the new way the thing is orchestrated and managed, when cats could enter the portal in 30, 40 groves of cats can just enter the portal because the head coach left, which you're seeing most schools do. How hard is that to take over a school? Because Willie's dealing with the same thing taking over Houston. Those guys left Houston too just because the head coach left, because they think greener pastures are everywhere. So they left Houston. Willie has to go in there and rebuild Houston now. He's going to have a couple-year hiatus, in my opinion, to rebuild Houston. This guy Summerall is going to go in there and have a very, very, he's going to have he's going to hit some hiccups, right? He's going to hit some bumps in the road. How hard is it now in this landscape compared to what it used to be? At least the culture would stay at certain places when you got a new coach. Now everybody's gutted. You're gutting a whole new place again, and having to revitalize your culture in the community with the boosters, the donors, all your alumni. I don't know, Summerall reaching out to you and all the alum and saying, hey, that's a whole thing in itself. Other than he ain't even coached a game yet. So how hard is it now in this current landscape, do you think, versus what it used to be?
Well, I truly believe the number one coach killer in America is unrealistic expectations. Like, because there have been situations where overnight programs have changed from shit to sugar, it's kind of become the expectation, and that's just not how football works. Like, we went undefeated my last year at Tulane. My first 2 years, we were 2-9, 2-9. Then the third year, we made a big jump to 7-4. Then that fourth year, when we had, the right incoming talent and the right group of upperclassmen, we went undefeated. It all kind of was a process that we had to battle through. And I think a lot of times ADs and presidents lose sight of that fact. So to me, that long as the expectations are realistic, a coach got a chance. But that's why, and any Tulane fan that's watching this, that's why I temper my responses when people ask me about Coach Summerall. I don't want to put unrealistic expectations on him because Willie Fritz had a hell of a group of juniors and seniors.
And Tulane is not a
quarterback. Tyjae Spears was going to start for the Titans. At running back, Jaquez Evans just got drafted. I mean, he had a bunch of defensive guys that went to the NFL. And then the big thing with Summerall is offensive linemen. I mean, he's struggling, trying to find 5 legit offensive linemen. His best guy towards ACL in the spring.
Shaun, Willie, I'd be in many rooms in the office there with Willie, and getting players in was a absolute headache. Like, he hated it. It was like, dude, they want me to win, but then you give me this high-ass GPA requirement. You give me these high-ass, expectations on getting a kid in. It's hard to recruit JUCO at Tulane. Jonathan Banks was my kid out of Indy who he took, and was a 2-year starter there before they brought the lefty in that replaced him. It's hard to get kids in. I had to do a lot to get JB in there, and luckily JB was at K-State first, or it would have even been harder for just a straight high school to JUCO kid getting him to Tulane. So Tulane's it's very, very hard to get in.
The hard thing about schools like Tulane is they don't accept a lot of credits when kids are trying to transfer. They don't have like physical education majors.
Nope.
Like they don't have like, some of those lower majors where you could kind of hide a kid, come from somewhere. But it looks like they might have relaxed it a little bit. Hell, every day I look up, they got a transfer coming from somewhere. Hell, we took a kid from Louisiana Monroe. And no offense to Louisiana Monroe, but I know academically, man, look, unless you're in agriculture up there, ain't a whole lot going on.
But I think it was a little easier. I think you can take a D1 to D1 kid way easier than you could take a JUCO kid to Tulane. So
yeah, shout out to Coach Summerall though. I'll be there supporting him.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's dive into we got some other topics for you. Top 10 clutch quarterbacks.
I saw this, JB.
According to CBS Sports, Shaun, and I want to get according to Shaun and JB.
College or pro?
And it was NFL was pro. It was a pro list. Yeah, I should be having a show here in a second here. Here we go. Top 10.
It's funny though, because I was looking at Lamar and then I looked at Daniel Jones, and I can't wait to show Smitty this. But this is 9 and 10, by the way, right? This is number 10, Justin Herbert, number 9, Lamar Jackson. So break down, Shaun, in your eyes. I don't even want to talk about this CBS shit. In your eyes, what is a clutch performer? And then I'll give you my take, and then we'll dive into these numbers.
Oh, they got Daniel Jones on this list.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole list is invalid. Who's Doug Clawson? I don't know who he is. I'm sure he's a respectable writer, but Doug, as soon as you put Danny down on anything, top 10, nobody. I don't know who he is.
You gotta start being you gotta start staying on business.
Because I get anybody stand up and see the thing about you, JB, you don't give motherfuckers a chance. As soon as they say something you disagree with, do you know, yes or no? Do you know Doug Clawson? Yes or no?
No, he's a
no, you don't. So he might be somebody. I don't know who the cat is. I don't know who the cat is.
I sent the list. He's a nobody.
So here's what I don't like about these lists. Hey Bailey, put Justin Herbert up one more time. It says Justin Herbert has converted on 42% of game-tying or go-ahead drive chances in his career, the 10th best rate in the league among active starters. So you look at that and you're like, oh, Justin Herbert's good, but read a little deeper or look a little deeper into what it's saying. Game-tying could be down 3-0 in the first quarter. Go-ahead drive chances could be 7-7 in the second quarter, right? That's a chance for them to go ahead in the game or tie, like if they're down 3, tie the game. Like, I want to know what the hell you do second half of the fourth quarter when your team is behind by a field goal or more. Show me those stats. And I would say that's Herbert's biggest deficiency right now, is making those throws in those situations.
And this is why I was the one breaking down Derek Carr as being the guy that led the league in fourth quarter comebacks. You know why? Because he put his team down in the third quarter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People don't know these. That's why these stats will get these nobodies in trouble, like this fucking Doug Clawson, whoever this is. Here's the thing. Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, if I was to study and break film down on him, he's either ahead or they're ball dominant with the O-line and the run game mixed in with triple and double option with Lamar's feet.
Thank you.
He ain't going to be – but when he does get into situations where he has to throw the ball, he gets in trouble. We all agree to that because he's forced to throw the ball. But that team doesn't need him to be clutch like that. So this is a whole skewed list. This list is so fucking skewed.
He had a couple games last year where I thought he was big time in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I want to say, and don't hold me to this because I don't have it right in front of me, but I want to say like the Indy or the Cleveland game. I mean, it was a couple games. Maybe it's the Bengals where, I mean, he was box office. He had played bad through the majority of the game, but he woke up in the fourth. I kick stats out the door when you ask me these kind of questions, and I go by what I see. From what I've watched, and I watch a whole lot of NFL football, who are the guys that I want with the ball late in the game?
Late, yes.
The first two guys that come to mind to me are Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Like, I feel like Josh Allen, they don't always win in the playoffs, but in the fourth quarter, like, I feel like he put that team on his back a lot and find a way to win games. And then Mahomes does it. Let
me define what I believe clutch is, and then Bailey will pull up the rest of the list, and we'll go through the rest of the list real quick. Let me, because it's got some interesting names on it. But let me define what I think clutch is. And I don't think there's not a stat for it, or there is a stat for it, but I don't believe they really break down how. I judge you on touchdown ratio versus everything else. How many touchdowns do you throw versus everything else? Are you a 30 touchdown guy but 30 interception guy?
Jameis Winston.
Like Jameis had that year? Are you big time with arm talent and you can make all the throws and you throw 30 touchdowns, which is right now a lot of people could have loved to throw for 30 touchdowns last year and couldn't? Or are you a 30 touchdown guy and 3 interceptions? Like, I just think that is the telltale. That's when Aaron Rodgers was winning his back-to-back MVPs. When he barely threw 2 picks or whatever. One of them was fucking a tip ball. Like, he just keeps out of harm's way with the football. Matthew Stafford's high-risk, high-reward guy. He'll throw fucking 35 touchdowns and 25 picks. Like, so what's your definition? I define it by how many touchdowns you throw versus picks. And then when do you throw the touchdowns? Like, are you a high-efficient red zone guy? Are you a high-efficient – Josh Allen turns the ball over in the red zone. Now, we can talk about OC, not running the football, all that shit we can say, which you and I know as a coach, yeah, it's a definite burden on the QB. But at the end of the day, they don't look at it. These fantasy football playing fucks out here are going to say, oh, Josh Allen only got me 13 points. Because they have no idea what the pecking order of the game was and how they called the game and all those things. So I just want to see a huge discrepancy between touchdowns and picks. That's how I kind of look at clutch. I think Burrow would be up there for me. Aaron Rodgers, other than a playoff game against the Niners, I'd take Aaron Rodgers. If they play the Niners, I want Aaron Rodgers out.
Don't forget Brady and the Bucks went down there and put foot to bottom
in Green Bay.
And then don't forget his last year, the Detroit Lions came down the last game of the regular season in Green Bay and put foot to
him and Randall Cobb walked off together. Yeah. So I agree.
You can keep Aaron Rodgers. I want my starting quarterback in mandatory minicamp. I don't want him.
I'm with you.
My man has stuff in Egypt going on that he has to attend to. Stuff in Egypt.
Hey, Smitty, watch this. The offseason for them started the first week of January. From January until the beginning of training camp, which is in July. The schedule has 3 days that have the word mandatory attached to it. 3 days.
6 months time.
3 days. So we're talking a 6-month window. You can go to Egypt any goddamn time you want. But all we asking is these 3 days got the word mandatory on it, and you decide to miss.
It was a particular event going on those particular 3 days. And then when you're Aaron Rodgers and you're a future no-brainer Hall of Famer, one of the best ball spinners of all time, 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, a perennial playoff contender, you can move by different rules. Is it fair? No, but life ain't fair.
That's why the Jets.
D. Jones, we should cut Smitty's mic.
It pains me to say this because I like it when the Jets are winners. That's why the Jets have what they call no shot this year.
Man, losing mentality, right? That's what I call it. Losing mentality. Let's show the rest of the list, Bailey, real quick, because there's some interesting names on this, Shaun, that I want you.
I already saw one that makes the list null and void.
Right, just off the bat. Let's get to it now. Right here, but stop. Soon as you see this, Shaun, the rest of the list is just trash.
Daniel Jones, baby, I told y'all. Good job, CBS. Michael Clausen or whatever.
It's Doug.
Doug Clausen.
So now Doug Cross is legit now, huh? Now he's a legit writer and journalist now. You respect him. Come
Good
on,
job, Doug
Shaun.
Clausen, whoever the fuck you're.
Daniel Jones successfully led the
Hey, it's
Giants
Kristen.
down the field to take the lead on 11 of 25 opportunities, 44%.
Yeah,
in the
dog.
last 2 years, a top 10 rate in the NFL.
Hey, Shaun, how impressed are you with Daniel Jones being on this list? How impressed are you with Daniel Jones being on this list for having no receivers, a tight end with baby or with a girlfriend drama, and all this shit going on? How impressed are you without Saquon that Daniel Jones on this list?
I want to know, Shaun, how many of those 11 games did they actually win? Forget take the lead. Did they win?
So, Smitty.
It doesn't say top 10 winning quarterbacks.
But it ain't clutch if you don't win.
Well, no.
That don't make sense.
Not for this list. Go ahead, Shaun.
My father used to tell me when he was alive, don't overcomplicate the simple.
Ooh.
And see, you got to call JB on his bullshit. Because, see, JB just said when he thinks about clutch, he looks at how many touchdowns you throw to how many interceptions you throw. Let me read some stats for you.
Wait, this ain't my list.
This ain't my list. In 2020, in 14 games, Daniel Jones threw 11 touchdowns. In 2021, in 11 games, Daniel Jones threw 10 touchdowns.
How many picks?
In 2022, in 16 games, he threw 15 touchdowns. In 2023, in 6 games, he threw 2 touchdowns. In the last 4 years of Daniel Jones' career, he's played in more games every year than he's thrown touchdown passes.
How many picks? though? Remember, I said picks. How many picks?
Keep going.
11 and 10 in 20, 10 and 7 in 21. Had a great year in 22, 15 and 5. Great. Then last year, 2 and 6.
Keep cooking them, Shaun. Keep cooking them.
So listen, I love you, JB, but I'm not going to allow you to keep promoting this Daniel Jones shit.
You like Justin Fields.
It's tainting the brand.
Hey, but you like Justin Fields, and you bitched and moaned just like I did about their O-line being shitty. But what about this O-line? Daniel Jones' O-line's horrible. We always skip over the fact they had no wideouts, no O-line, and we keep throwing this man under the bus. When are we going to talk about Daniel Jones this year on this show during the season, Shaun? You and I are going to get on the board up here, and we're going to be like, damn, Daniel Jones is cooking. The Giants are winning. Woo! I can't wait.
Hey, by the way, shout out to I think the first episode of Hard Knocks is tonight, isn't it?
Is it?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think they're showing the draft and all that process of free agency.
Already in July?
No. So it's a new thing. It's a new thing they're doing. So they're doing like a draft, like the whole process of how they go into like NFL draft.
For what team?
The Giants.
The Giants, yeah, or the Giants.
Danny Dimes, let's watch him.
It's like 3 Hard Knocks this year. You got the draft Hard Knocks, you got the regular Hard Knocks, then you got the in-season Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, the reason I brought it up, JB, all I want you to do is watch one thing.
Yeah, too many things.
Watch Malik Neighbors' expression when the Giants called him and said they were picking him.
I heard it's because of New York and the cold, and he likes the hot and the heat. All right, let's go through the list. Keep going, Bailey.
Keep going, Bailey.
What other names are in here? Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. I definitely know he ain't clutch. Jared Goff, I would argue that he's not clutch because clutch is down the.
Goff been big time.
Okay, next.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Hey, Goff has been to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game in his career.
Yes, he has.
Who?
Goff.
Yeah, not Dak. Okay, go next. Hurts has been to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen has not.
AFC Championship,
I don't know
though.
if I put Hurts there. Hurts will be lower for me.
Me too. Next.
I was
CJ.
gonna say,
Already?
Now, you know I'm a big CJ Stroud fan. You know that. When we did our
Me
top
too.
list, I had him in the top 5.
Me
but
too.
I wouldn't put him here yet after 1 year. He
me
got to
either.
earn this one.
Yeah, I can't be here already.
Yeah.
This is that anointing fucking the mainstream media shit. This is the shit Smitty and I always talk about. Like, I just see, I'm worried now, Shaun. I'm starting to get real scared for my kid and my boy CJ. We're gonna have on this show. Like, dog, they're putting his ass on a pedestal. Like, I'm like, damn. And we've seen how they do people like this. And if they don't meet this crazy expectation that they keep putting these young cats out. Like, come on, let's forget. The Texans were a horrific franchise 2 years ago, Smitty.
Horrific.
Like, it's not hard to repeat and be bad again either in this league.
Hey, everybody in the chat, I'm the most objective talent evaluator that I know. I don't have favorites, and I wasn't ignoring JB talking about Justin Fields at all. I'm a big Justin Fields proponent because I thought he got a raw deal in Chicago just with changing systems, just with the fact that you draft a kid in, the top 10 Fields was drafted, if I'm not mistaken, and then you sign Andy Dalton and tell Andy Dalton he's going to be the starting quarterback. Like, what kind of damn sense that make?
Right.
Like, those are my Justin Fields things. Like, so anybody in the chat that thinks I'm biased, you a damn lie.
G Wizzy, he's a fucking idiot.
Nah, that's my guy. He was my biggest support. Shout out to G Wizzy.
Yeah, G Wizzy's a fucking moron troll. He doesn't realize that when we troll and when we're really trying to break down a quarterback or not. Real quick, Shaun, before you get out of here, I want to get your take. I did a rant on Ollie Gordon, running back for Oklahoma State, and I'm just like, you know what? At some point, it's going to wear real thin on old school guys like myself, because at the end of the day, we keep hearing these kids bitch and moan and cry about a coach yelling at them, about an NIL bag that they think they deserve, about playing time they think they deserve, yet they're driving around in Chargers and Maybachs and fucking all this shit. And then we got them driving out here, DUI, not a care in the world, and putting your life at risk, my life at risk, our baby's life at risk, not a care in the world. And yet tomorrow they'll be bitching and moaning about something else. The most entitled, I believe your word was entitled. I said enabled. I agree with you. Entitled. The entitlement has been risen such a high level from our kids, our parents, our coaches, our youth Pop Warner, our high school coaches who allow transfer after transfer. The system, I'm going to blame the system as well. Everything. It's a hard pill to swallow for me. Where are you at with this? And this kids keep wasting their talent, man. It's unbelievable to me that we just can't get a grasp on these kids. I'd love to talk to this young man. I would love to get a hold of this dude.
Well, first of all, let's be prayerful and gracious that nobody got killed.
Hurt. Yeah.
Or hurt in these situations. And listen, at this point, man, we all at our age have had those nights where, we did a little too much and, we decided to make a terrible decision to try and drive home. My advice to all athletes would be this. If you're headed somewhere and you think you're going to drink, we're talking, July 2nd, 2024. If you're going somewhere you think you're going to drink, just Uber.
That's simple.
It's Uber. If you're going somewhere, you're going to tell yourself how to discipline not to drink at all, then drive. But it's just, right now, man, it ain't even worth risking it no more. Like, because nobody's going to go anywhere and leave their car. Like, the human mind just ain't set up like that, to leave your car.
And Shaun,
just like, Uber there.
Smitty talks about the time differences, the generation gaps and all that between him and I, and if shit I talk about, the shit, that he's part of. But we didn't have Uber. But I would surely go pick up my dad at the bar. He wasn't dumb enough to drive and try to come. Hey, come get me. Like, we all had a call or some sort of way to get somewhere back in the day without Uber, without cell phone.
But like Shaun said, let's be real though.
Come on, man.
Let's not act holier than thou though.
It's about making fucking common sense.
Yeah,
homie.
but hey, so you telling me we talked earlier? You tell me you and your age group and your teammates never drove while after drinking, JB? I know they did. That's a rhetorical question. Because we all did it.
I'm talking about slumped over, stupid ass.
Who said he was slumped over and slumped? He just got pulled.
Two open bottles.
He got caught.
He got a bottle of tequila and a bottle of fucking Jack. What do you mean?
Tell me he drank the whole shit by himself because it was in his car.
Don't matter,
I've had bottles in my car in college before.
It don't matter. You'll defend the craziest shit on
I'm not defending he's wrong, but I'm saying you can't come on this show and act like this is unique to this generation. You always make like it's just this generation, and your generation was perfect. That's not true.
Bottom line,
that's not true.
I ain't never had no fucking 2 bottles of tequila and gin open in my goddamn car. Okay, I don't want to hear the fucking excuse.
You've been blessed to get pulled over.
No bullshit. I never had a bottle open.
Have you drank and drive? Yes or no?
Drank, yes.
Have
had a bottle open? No.
Semantics.
No, it's not semantics.
Fucking semantics.
This motherfucker had 2 double fists, Shaun. Hit the motherfucker talking about it's okay.
Hey, I gotta keep it a buck on this one. Like,
thank you, Shaun.
It's a lot of successful people walking around that God just showed grace on a couple nights in their life where they know they didn't have no reason whatsoever. My thing is, now we're going today, July 2nd, 2024. Forget everything that happened before the date. Athletes, people, humans. If you're going somewhere and you think you're going to drink, just Uber or don't go. Because nobody in 2024 is leaving their car anywhere. And somebody in the chat was like, just go to the parking lot and take a nap. God bless the dead. That's what Michael Jordan did. Dad did. He wasn't drunk, but he got tired. He took a nap. And like, you don't trust strangers enough in 2024 to feel comfortable somewhere, sleep in your car. Like, it's too much crime, too much malicious activity out here in these streets. It's just easier, man, to just get an Uber. It really is, dog. Or if you got that one friend that you know doesn't drink,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
have them drive. If you want to show your whip off, you drive there. Make sure your friend give him the keys, because one thing a drunk will do is act like he can drive. Give your friend the keys when y'all get there and enjoy yourself. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like, boy, look, we don't got fortunate and lucky some nights.
Yeah, for y'all in the chat, Pac-Man saying Smitty defending DUI is crazy. I not once defended DUI. I know. I'm telling the people in the chat because they hear what they want to hear. I'm saying I'm not defending DUI. I'm saying, if we're all honest about it, we've all, either ourselves and or people we know, have been in these exact same situations. But to Shaun's point, we just been blessed to not get caught. We made it home safely. Cops wasn't around, and that's what it is. It looks bad.
These motherfuckers think that when I was fucking around last week trolling, they think I was real. I was just driving around this motherfucker like fucked up. This is the thing about it, Smitty, or Shaun too. Like you just mentioned, calling that one person. Like that's what we had to do back in the day. We had either a pager or no cell phone, so it was payphone or get a hold of whoever. There was no Uber or a cab, right? We were used to cab, yellow cab, scoop us out the yellow pages, white pages, whatever.
Hey, JB, I will say this in Ollie Gordon defense: as much as they charge for bottles in the club, I might have took the bottle with me too.
We definitely used to pull up to the club with a bottle, like, hey, bro, let's go ahead and kill this right now in the car before we go in. We over there, you know what I'm saying? Got your chaser with you before you go to the club so you can save that money. You know what I'm saying? We all know that. We've all been there. So
now,
I hope we learn from it.
Real talk, I'll say this. You don't want to hurt anybody or hurt yourself.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, so just Uber.
Hey, Shaun, real quick, though, the Jonathan Owens kid, he's in Chicago.
DB.
The DB that's Simone Biles' boyfriend or husband. Being allowed to leave camp. Again, you feel strong about this as Aaron Rodgers?
Nah, not at all. Because this is something that happens. Because this is something that happens once every 4 years?
4 years.
And I mean, she's probably on the back end of her gymnastics career. This may be her last competitive Olympics. Maybe they want to have kids after this, you know what I'm saying, which would take her out of, training at that level. So, and this seems to be like, the thing I like about this is it's already been communicated to the organization. It's been talked about. It's, hey, my wife, who is right now the best Olympic gymnast in the world, is participating for the last time, let's assume, in the Olympics. Here's when her events are. Is it okay if I miss summer training camp to go and support my wife?
Let me jump in real quick, though, Shaun, because I'm with you. Like, I'm not mad that he's doing it, but I actually agree with JB that I think he should be in camp, though. And I do feel like I called JB this earlier. I called him a walking hypocrite. I kind of feel like there's a little hypocrisy on your end, too. I get what you're saying. He told the team. He voiced it. He talked to the coach. Aaron Rodgers, he told Robert Saleh where he was going to be at. It wasn't like he had no idea where he was going to be at. So it's the same thing there. So what's the difference? And this is even more. This is training camp. This is like this is legit camp with pads on.
I get Shaun's point about 4 year deal. Like I get that point.
It's once every 4
also
years.
said too.
Yeah. Right. And if you're gonna evaluate my book, then read the whole book, because I also said if Aaron would have communicated with the Jets, they could have moved said mandatory minicamp to when he was going to be available. That was my whole point of him missing that camp. They could move that camp any weekend they want so that Aaron can make it.
I hear you. But
the league puts out the calendar, right? And in that league calendar, it's been out.
But it's all different. Everybody don't have mandatory minicamp the same weekend.
Yeah. But I'm saying the league puts out to the teams, hey, get your calendar out in January.
Yeah, absolutely. And Simone, this is a once in every 4-year thing, and he can't move the Olympics.
I'm with you on that. But all I'm saying is this: if we're gonna give Aaron Rodgers hell for missing 2 days of bowling with the team and non-padded practices when he's not even gonna be out there with cleats, so he's gonna be on the sideline clapping his hands. We gotta give some similar energy with Jonathan Owens when it's time to really strap on your hard hat, your cleats, your knee pads, your thigh pads, your butt pads, and go hit something. That's all I'm saying.
Shaun, black people, he just trying.
I like Shaun's take on this. I really do. I'm just trying to make it all I'm trying to connect the dots, and they're not connected. The puzzle pieces are not fitting right. I'm trying to find the right piece on the ground, but I'm not finding the right piece, Jay. That's all I'm saying. I love Shaun. It's my OG.
So watch this. My dad, Baptist minister, always used to say, to whom much is given, much is required. Woo. If you look at a compensation package for what Aaron Rodgers makes and what is it, Jonathan
Owens?
Jonathan Owens makes, a lot more is given to one than is given to the other. One is the only guy that plays the position at any given time on the field. The other guy could potentially have 4 other people in that room on the field at the same time. So him not being available does not impact practice like my starting quarterback not being available. And my starting quarterback is not married, does not have kids, and can take his ass on vacation anytime he wants. This guy is married, and his wife is the top gymnast, not just a gymnast that slid over there by finishing 3rd or 4th, the top gymnast in the world who may be participating in her last ever gymnastics competition at the Olympic level. To me, to me, it's completely different scenarios. Completely different.
Great point about Aaron Rodgers being single, and that's why I can't stand marriage either, because I love being single.
So it sounds like just to close this off. It sounds like you can miss it. You can miss if your excuse is good enough. Is what it sounds like. But go ahead, JB.
Hey, JB don't want to get married. He don't want to share that kitchen.
Right, exactly.
Hell yeah.
He don't want to share anything.
I'm gonna upgrade my kitchen. I want to get bigger stovetop, bigger fucking thing. I'm gonna do all kind of crazy shit in the kitchen. My kitchen is nice and shit, but I think it's what the young kids call mid.
Kind of mid.
And I've redone that shit 3 times already. I'm about to redo the whole thing. I'm about to do it again. But to me, I don't care about the Olympics anymore. It's a shit show. Let me ask you, let's end on some NBA, Shaun, real quick, because I saw you were on Fox. You got to cover a person's show, and you were talking about LeBron and Bronny the other day. Let me ask you something. The poll question is just real cut and dried, and I think the proof's in the pudding. Does anybody want to play with LeBron? Like, I don't see it. I think a 40-year-old ailing superstar legendary player hitting 40 in LA with tax money, and taxes are high to all-time premium, cost of living, crime. I'm starting to think the USC parents that are getting recruited by USC, UCLA, it's starting to weigh in. I believe LA is starting to weigh on some folks' decisions, and that goes for professionals as well, and the Lakers in particular. 17-time champ, Lakers organization that has had the most legendary players of all time, from Wilt to Shaq to Kobe to Magic to Kareem, you name it, and now LeBron. Nobody wants to come here. I find that very interesting, Shaun. And I'm
not gonna put that all on LeBron, though.
I'm not putting on LeBron either. And I did say the JJ take. I did have that take, because I want to cut you off, but I did have that take. I said it could be a fucking rookie head coach. I said it could be taxes and the money. And I said it also is maybe the fact that even though it was at 55, and you and I both agree, who the hell are you going to take at 55? But are these people outside looking in like, man, this ain't a serious organization taking Bronny?
That's the case. That's the answer, though. Right there. Now, it's almost you're answering your own question. It's not LeBron. It's not that people don't want to play with LeBron himself. It's everything that comes with it.
But
the point I was going to make was, if Jerry Buss was the owner, Jerry West was the GM, and Pat Riley was the head coach, people would be coming to the Lakers. Because it's Jenny Buss, Rob Pelinka, and J.J. Redick, it's like, if I got another shot to win a championship, can I trust those 3? And listen,
is AD going to be healthy enough to? I know he's playing,
but I think AD's for the most part been healthy in the playoffs. Like, I mean, he balled out. I mean, he outplayed Joker, to be honest, except for the 4th quarter, when he decided not to shoot the basketball in every game. I still don't understand that one. Hell, AD played pretty good in the playoffs.
He did. You're right.
So what's going to happen with this organization? Because this is a storied franchise with a owner that looks like Steve Kim said, like some Freda shit, where she's not doing anything. It looks like something straight out of The Godfather. It looks like she's control. She pushed Jerry West out. Recent reports have come out. She's kind of like, what is she doing here? And you got Pelinka over here saying the right things just to please looks like LeBron. It just seems like, man, I'm not going to mess with this franchise right now. No offense, LeBron. We're cool with you, but I would for surely have thought CP3. I would think DeRozan from Compton, but I'm hearing that he's not so gung-ho. So I don't know.
If DeRozan doesn't come, all right, the Lakers got to really be honest with themselves and look in the mirror, because that means something's wrong. Like, I can see Paul George wanting to get out of L.A. after 5 years of paying all them taxes. I can see that. Like thinking, man, let me go somewhere and maximize these last couple years I got. But and Klay Thompson, I can understand him kind of wanting to go to Dallas and be with Kyrie and Luka. I get that. But if DeMar, who's never played in California, who's from that area, decides to go somewhere else, I mean, you really. But
you're running out of players. We're running out of players, Shaun. There's no more. Who's left? Donovan Mitchell signed today with Cleveland. You got, even like a guy like White who re-signed with Celtics. Derek White, 160, and they've given $1 billion away to their starting five in Boston. I'm just saying, who's left? The Lakers are cooked.
By the way, JB, if you got $5 billion on the side, the Celtics are for sale.
Oh, I know. And then the Celtics go ahead and win their 18th and put their shit on for sale.
So watch, they bought the Celtics in 2002 for $300 and something million. Their valuation is at like $4.5 to $5 billion.
Woo-wee. Hey, that's like Jerry Jones buying the damn Cowboys for what, $100 million? And now they're the highest.
You know what's interesting? It's a majority stake. It might just be a cash flow thing. I mean, that's a lot of money going out these big old deals for the top. I mean, what's $1 billion worth of contracts on their starting five?
Yeah.
Them
900 mil or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know. It's interesting. Hey, Shaun
Lewis.
What are you doing for the fourth? What are you doing for the fourth?
Trying to eat myself into a coma. Excuse me.
You cooking at the crib?
I haven't decided yet. I think my brother and his family's coming to town, so
you got that grill look though. I feel like you are.
I'm Chef King.
Yeah, I figured so. You got the flops, the sandals, you got everything. The towel over the shoulder.
Yeah, all of that. The spray bottle. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, that bourbon out there on ice. All of that.
One of these days we gotta do a grilling competition between you and JB. Because JB claims he's the best on the grill. He got the smoker. He got everything. We gotta do a competition. Y'all two fix the same foods. Myself, some others. We eat. We taste test. And we choose a winner. That'd be a fun little thing we can do.
I'm definitely gonna come down there and politic with JB. Hopefully sometime. I think August might be a good month. We can get down there. Maybe come on a Thursday, go back Monday, do the show in studio with y'all.
Yeah. You stay at the crib if you want. You stay at the crib. Hey, we'll answer a couple chat questions. Go ahead and drop a few questions as we end the show for the next few minutes because Shaun's gonna get out of here. We're in studio. We're gonna leave here in a minute.
I got a question for you.
I want to address one to you, though, Shaun, from official AD, an absolute fucking nobody in the chat.
Is he a member though? Before we answer that,
not a member.
Why we even give him the like?
Because I want
members only.
Because I want to fucking address. I want to address these fucking slaps.
Talk to him, Bailey.
Shaun, and this is actually a question that I wanted to bring up. He said, Smitty and JB, why we not discussing those QBs that miss camp practice to be at the Manning passing camp? If that was Shador, we would be all over it. Now, let's be clear.
College ain't got nothing going on.
This ain't fucking – there's no camps going on. This is fucking summer.
Yeah.
Spring ball's over. When he did a little fucking walk down the Paris runway, that was during the nuts and guts of winter conditioning. This is over. There's no school. What are you talking about? Official AD? Yeah. I just wanted to bring up a nobody. Go ahead.
Coaches can't even be on the field right now with players.
It's dead, period. Like these cats have no clue. These cats don't have a fucking clue how it works. So it is.
Shaun, I know we kind of cut you off. You said you had a question for us.
What do you do with Juju Lewis?
Well, we just talked about this yesterday on the show. We were talking about, if I'm SC, what do I do? I told Smitty, SC's now the side chick. It's crazy how SC's become the side chick from the main chick.
No,
yeah, they
it
are.
happens everywhere, JB.
It does, but I'm just
thing.
telling you. But I'm just telling you. Regardless, we could say we know it's happening, but SC just has that side chick feel, don't they? Let's be honest. SC's not that. SC ain't knocking down your door no more, Shaun. SC ain't
They ain't the main. They ain't the main.
Nah, hell no.
Hey,
if Colorado's still in it, hey Shaun, if Colorado's still in it over what? Because we're an open weed state. Like, what the fuck you selling us on?
Hey, they just had the Heisman winner 2 years ago.
Transfer.
Everybody's transferred now.
Nah, I got a question for you. I would dump them. That's my answer to your question, though.
Okay.
Here's my question to you. Do you consider the transfer portal era kid that, let's say, Caleb Williams, Oklahoma, really transfers to SC first year, wins a Heisman? Is that a SC born bred Heisman, or is that a borrowed Heisman? I believe they're the individual's Heisman. And Smitty and I argued this a couple of months ago. I brought this question up. I'm really debating, like, it's a borrowed Heisman, isn't it? As a university? As a university. That's not a Rodney Pete who played 4 years at SC or Aikman that was at UCLA for 3. Or we got too many transfers walking right in, winning a Heisman, and that school claims it. I think the kid should claim it. The kid earned the trophy. But I don't know about it going in your trophy case.
He might not have won that Heisman if you say to Oklahoma. So SC
Bingo.
plays a part in it.
That's not.
I mean,
yeah, what up? Lincoln State.
Baker Mayfield did it in Oklahoma, where he came from Texas Tech. Joe Burrow did it at LSU, where he came from Ohio State. Like, it's not like it's the first time these things have happened. Like, at quarterback especially, you can only play one. So sometimes guys leave if they don't win.
Kyler Murray did it, leaving A&M, going to Oklahoma.
Hey, Trell, we're not going to address a former running back over two former guys who actually played at the highest level at quarterback and debate you about Jalen Hurts. Stop it. Now, let's go to these questions real quick. Jordan Chavis. JB and Shaun, what's y'all opinion on Nico at Tennessee? How do you think Tennessee will fare this year? Playoffs or no?
I don't have an opinion on Nico. I'm going to take a sit back. I'm going to be fair to the kid, because you shouldn't put expectations on the kid because of what he got, NIL money-wise. Like, he deserves the right to be a freshman.
We put too many on a 17-year-old kid anyway.
Right, a first-year quarterback, just like I give all first-year quarterbacks grace. So I'm going to watch him, and I have a better evaluation mid-season and after the season.
We saw him play one game. I grew up with his dad. His dad was my tight end in JUCO. I've seen the kid since he was a little kid. We knew he was going to be a talented kid. But he played one bowl game, had a good game, everything. There was no pressure in that bowl game, by the way. People don't understand. So we'll see this year when all eyes are on him. And that's just how we evaluate. Shaun.
I think Heupel's done a good job for how Tennessee will do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're a college football player, but he's done a good job there.
He's also ate really good, like you and I. He's gained a lot of weight since he played. Isaiah Place. JB, I am a college baseball player. Shaun, did you play baseball growing up? And if so, did it have an impact on you as a football player at the quarterback position?
So I'm a 1995 high school graduate. And I'll just be honest with you. Outside of Miami, baseball just wasn't that big a deal in the state of Florida. Like, to the point where my high school did not have a home baseball stadium. They used to have to practice on the north side of the municipal baseball park. And then they played their home games at the same park. So just for transportation reasons and, A-Rod, to me, baseball in the minority communities in Florida came on the radar when A-Rod, so what did he get, 10 years, 250 in like 2000 from the Rangers? Like, that was the first time, like, kids that looked like me thought that, okay, you could go baseball and make a big bag. So Tampa was probably the only place where baseball was big. They had that Dwight Gooden, Gary Sheffield, Carl Everett. They had all those guys come. But St. Pete, where I'm from, nobody played baseball.
Two more good questions for you. D Jones, what does success look like for the Jags this season? Now I want to end off with the Mark Rideout's question that you see right there above, JB.
I mean, after I get a quarterback, that bag they just gave Lawrence, I mean, hell, I'm AFC title game or bust. Like, because they've been to the playoffs. They won a home playoff game. You know, they lost to Kansas City in 2 years in a row, I think, in the playoffs. Like, so, I mean, we got to take the next step.
Mark Rideout.
Who you got? Who you got in the Florida-Miami game in the swamp, Shaun? This is right up your alley right here.
I want Florida to win because I want to see Steve Kim on the show. Like, we can mess with it. But, like, Florida's probably going to be awful this year. So I would think Miami beats Florida. Florida has a chance to be really bad.
Yeah.
It is.
Real quick, somebody asked me what service branch my brother was in. I got 3 brothers. One's in the Air Force still. One was in the Navy as a SEAL. The other one was an Army Green Beret. And then my dad was in the Army as well, tank operator way back in the Korean War.
Damn.
So I had
your whole family.
my whole family was serving in the military.
I'm surprised you went out there, JB.
Nah, I didn't want to go to white man's army. So let's not Shaun, tomorrow you on for the last day before the 4th? We're off. If you're free, we're here.
Why not? Let's do it, man. I love you. I love you and Smitty.
That boy Shaun said, I don't want to be, but why not? Shit.
Hey, Shaun, I gotta get you in the house. I got a flat grill built in my outdoor kitchen. I got 3 smokers. I got a drum. I got a mini electric, and then I got a Traeger. I got the full-on charbroiled, of course,
that sounds racist.
grill.
That's the best thing going.
I got it all. So we got to get out here and you know.
I'm definitely gonna get out there, man. I promise you, I'll get out there. Let it cool off a little bit. You know, the brothers, we don't get that heat. I don't want to be sitting back there with you, we sweating.
Yeah, y'all tropical people. It's all good. We'll go out to the Bahamas one day too. Hawaii.
Who's y'all?
Y'all, you too. Hey, Smitty, Shaun, we'll be back tomorrow. Pound that like, subscribe. We'll be back. Appreciate you, Shaun, jumping in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Another great show, man.
Clap
back in
it
studio
up.
all the time. Yeah.
Hey, how you like the setup? It's a little different now. See, y'all didn't notice. I didn't hear a lot of complaints like normal. I don't think you really care, but I like this. Like, see, we can see each other like this. I can move this like this. It's not in the way. Look at that. Bam. I can talk to Smitty like this.
Move it back.
You cross your legs like, I can't do it. My balls get in the way. Have you ever heard? I don't understand. If your balls don't get in your way, pause. If your balls don't get in your way,
you said.
No Diddy. If your balls don't get in your way as men, something's wrong. I guess. I don't know, man. I got big balls, I guess. I don't know.
Women say the size of the testicles don't matter to them, though. It doesn't do anything.
That's
for
fine. I'm just saying, making up a statement, though.
Okay.
Men shouldn't be able to cross their leg like that.
You just do.
You know what I'm saying? You know
you
that?
did it way too smooth.
You know that,
too. How you do it so smooth just now?
Hard,
I can't even do it. Like I gotta grab. Look, I gotta reach that.
I can do that.
Man,
it's different. It's different.
If you can't reach that,
this is different.
If you don't grab your ankles across the leg, then I don't know.
No, but this is different. I'm talking about that.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah, homie, that.
That's impossible.
I'm not talking about this one.
Yeah, you talking about like the whole like
that one.
Cover the space
right
in between.
Right now,
I'm not doing it. Look at all this space. I'm not doing it.
I can't do that one. You know that? My nuts is on fire right now. Look. Can you look? And motherfuckers be sitting like this at a meeting. A dude.
Like comfortable though.
I'll be like, my nuts, homie.
They be on the talk shows, the guests like this.
Shit. Dr. Jill. This ain't an ankle tattoo, bitch boy. I don't know if you know. Plus, I still got athletic calves. I still got athletic quads.
That's a woman.
Y'all don't understand. That's Jesus, by the way. You're a God-fearing man. That's Jesus on the fucking
No,
cross.
I'm saying that's a woman, Dr. Jill.
Dr. Jill?
I think it's a woman, I think.
No, it's not. It's a troll. That's Dr. Jill Biden. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay.
He's a bitch.
We appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to 5 Hour Energy, man, for bringing the energy for the show. Shout out to Prospects and Bet Online, man. Shout out for any other sponsors who's thinking about working with us, man. Hit us up via email. All the people in the show supporting us, we appreciate y'all. If your name's not green, make it green, which means you have to be a member. Subscribe to the channel, and you will get exclusive access to the Discord. I'm going to make sure JB will be back in the Discord on 4th of July, giving y'all exclusive content behind the scenes of what he's whipping up in the kitchen. That's only going to be in the Discord. I'm going to make sure he does not post on IG because we got to make it make sense. And listen, y'all, another show tomorrow, last one of the week. Who knows what will be? I might come out here, glasses on, tank top, you know what I'm saying? Swimming trunks. It's 4th of July, celebration. We might have to bring a grill right here. Bring a grill on the table right here. And some hot dogs, some glasses. Tomorrow's going to be a 4th of July theme show. Baby, we're going to talk after the show, see if we can get some 4th of July, a little template or something going. And, hey, see y'all in the morning, man.
Smitty going to have a G-strap on with the pinky toe ring. Give me away. I'm out. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing. We